what the government should pay attention to.
Professor Falola is an intellectual and historian with the University of Texas. In this interview with Channels TV, he analyzed perfectly Tinubu's knee-jerk and panicky reaction to the nationwide hunger protests. He also warned that Tinubu should be worried about the spontaneous, unannounced hunger protests that will come in the future, just like it happened in Bangladesh, in Kenya, and many other parts of the world, where people didn't give any notice to the government. They simply spontaneously trooped out en masse and started protesting, just like it happened during the Arab Spring in the Arab world. After we hear his analysis, we will hear what Peter Obi said about Nigerians living in fear and the widespread insecurity plaguing the country, and also the kind of protests Nigerians should be embarking on right now. Protests shouldn't be just about trooping out and protesting, wearing berets and waving placards. You can be protesting while going to work, while eating, while doing your normal business. Let's take a listen.
Aso Rock's fundamental reaction is, I don't want my government to be destabilized. Nobody wanted to destabilize his government. Of course, some elements in the north took advantage with the Russian flag, called for marijuana, called for coup. But the protest was not about destabilizing his government. The protesters were not calling for a coup. Of course, in Kaduna they did, but that was not the original intention. The protest was to say, we are very hungry. Are they not hungry? They are. But at the end of the day, we are lucky that there were no damages. People were expecting Igbo Yoruba warfare in Lagos. It didn't happen. So but the fundamentals that produce the protest are still there. And what the government should pay attention to, that it is the undated or announced unplanned protests that is more dangerous. Because you cannot control that one. This one, they are noticed August 1 to 10. You can put your army and police on the streets. But the protest to fear is like that of Bangladesh, like that of Kenya, in which you lose control and you cannot contract, as you have been doing, to the police and army, the management of the streets. As you see in Bangladesh, if you give them that contract, thousands of people will definitely lose their lives.
Professor Falola is right. The poor manner Tinubu and his handlers handled the protests, especially his uninspiring speech that failed to address not even a single demand of the protesters, it frustrated a lot of people. This frustration might have caused many people to deviate from the original objective. It might have also caused people to start waving Russian flags, to start calling for military to take over, to start doing everything to find a way to drive their point home, so as to force the government to at least yield to one or two of their demands. And like the prof said, this might make many people to plan a spontaneous, unannounced protest in the future. Because going by how the government handled the last one, when they were given an advance notice of more than 3 weeks, and they ended up not even addressing a single demand of the protesters, there's no need doing it the same way, because they already know that nothing will come out of it. So a spontaneous, unannounced protest might be coming in the future. And where it ends, no one can say. It's completely unpredictable.
If you're not making $158,000 per year, but you'd like to, I strongly encourage you to start a bookkeeping business.
Now, to Peter Obi's reaction to the spate of kidnappings and other crimes across the country the past few days, the latest being the kidnapping of 20 dental students who were on their way to a conference. They were kidnapped in Benue State, also in Sokoto State, and Emir was kidnapped. Many high-profile kidnappings across the country. Writing on his verified X handle, Peter Obi said, quote, "When I say we should declare war on the economy, power, and insecurity, some people spin the narrative while others complain. But what else can we do? In the past 24 hours, several people have been kidnapped across Nigeria, including about 20 dental students from Maiduguri and Jos in Benue State. An Anambra State commissioner and his wife were abducted in Edo State, and others traveling with them were killed. These are just a few of the many tragic incidents happening across the country. We cannot continue living in fear, poverty, and darkness. It's time for bold action, collective resolve, and a united front against these challenges. We must declare war on this massive insecurity and other ills that threaten our society and work tirelessly to build a safer, more prosperous, and just society for all, unquote. You see, whether we like it or not, insecurity is always linked to poverty. Not that it is excusable to be involved in crimes, but it is a trend. Anywhere you see massive insecurity, there is always massive poverty. This is why all the IMF failed policies that Tinubu is forcing down the throats of Nigerians, it has never worked anywhere in the world. There are many countries that rejected these IMF policies, like Malaysia in the 90s. They rejected it. Today, they are prosperous. So it has been proven that these policies only end up impoverishing the people. After all, the IMF guys that are pushing these policies only care about their money. They want to make sure that the people they are giving loans are able to repay these loans. That's why they push the devaluation of currency, which they are now calling floating of Naira. They also push for removal of all subsidies, which has ended up causing massive poverty in Nigeria. And the more poor people are, the more likely they will be involved in crimes. All the bandits, terrorists, and many people with dubious ideologies, it is very easy for them to recruit people. Just 1,000, 2,000, they can recruit them to do all their dirty jobs for them. So apart from fighting the insecurity physically, the government must at least try to reduce poverty. If they create avenues for businesses to thrive, Nigerians will thrive on their own. They wouldn't need any government help. They wouldn't need any palliative or other support. Just make sure that things that they need to survive. If people are farmers, you make sure they are able to go to their farms and return. They wouldn't have any fear of insecurity or anything. All other businesses, the same way, whatever they need, provide it for them, or at least make sure life is easy for them. The government will succeed in reducing insecurity to about 50%. Even the Chief of Defense Staff once said that they cannot finish the job alone without the government providing good governance. So it's a known fact. That's why if you see the way Peter Obi worded his speech, you will see that he started from poverty, that we need to create a prosperous nation for all, a country that will work for everyone, not just for the elites. Now, to the type of protests people should be embarking on. You see, when the nationwide hunger protest happened, many people were against it. Many people simply criticized, not that they were supporting the government against the protesters, but they didn't just want to take part in the protest. Some were giving all sorts of excuses. They were saying, the Northerners, where were they during Buhari's 8 years? They never protested. Protest was haram at the time. Today, they are protesting. Many people had one axe or the other to grind with the protesters. But look at what is happening today. 20 dental students were kidnapped. These are future doctors and professionals in the medical field. And another thing is the worrying audacity of the kidnappers. They need young people to tweet about their ordeal on social media so that they can raise funds to liberate themselves. The audacity to do this kind of thing. It shows that they weren't even concerned or bothered about being tracked by security agents, because imagine people in captivity in a hidden location, tweeting and connecting to social media. Wouldn't that reveal their location? So it shows the serious security failure in Nigeria. All the security agents, they are only good at tracking protesters. Throughout the protest, they were busy threatening Nigerians, arresting anyone. They were using the entire security apparatus and technology to threaten Nigerians when they were supposed to use them to serve and defend Nigerians. So the point here is that everyone must continue to protest in any manner that you can, because you can never run away from happenings in Nigeria. Once you are in Nigeria, or even abroad, one day you might see yourself coming back to Nigeria to see your relatives. The same happenings, the same crime-infested country, the same every problem that people are going through in this country can affect you. So people must start to protest in any manner they can. Keep talking about bad governance wherever you are, on social media, on your WhatsApp status, everywhere, Facebook, YouTube. Keep talking about it. Like already said, you can not only protest when you wear berets or wave banners. You can always keep talking about bad governance in your conversations, in your family, TV stations, everywhere you find yourself. Don't say this one doesn't concern me because I'm living large today, I'm feeding 3 times a day. You don't need to wait till it happens to you before you speak up. Maybe some of these students never talked about protests. Maybe some of them never participated. Maybe some of them felt that they didn't need to. Some of them might have sided with the government, that these people were just trying to overthrow the government or because they didn't win election like they normally say. But you can never tell when it will happen to you. Thanks for watching.
Let this soft mineral melt in your mouth to rebuild your gums and teeth and never need a dentist again. Did you know there?
Here's a simple trading strategy where you trade the same asset every day at the same time. You can use it to achieve trading success.
Mr. Ferreira, so are you waiting for Tone to come? I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Really, just I was enjoying the video. Seeing
Okay. So
where
I
you
just need to check so I can keep the videos going for now.
keep the
while I
video
wait
going.
for
Yeah,
Tone.
keep the video going.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Welcome.
was enjoying the video. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Mm.
Atiku Abubakar arrived in Nigeria from Dubai yesterday. On the other hand, APC goons have increased their attacks on P2B. Not just them alone, even PDP members are attacking P2B at this time. Are we in a new campaign? What is really going on? While Atiku Abubakar said the reason he came back to Nigeria from Dubai was because of the NEC meeting that PDP will hold. Being the presidential candidate in the last election, he's the leader of the PDP for now, so he needs to be here. But that's not the only reason he's back in Nigeria. This is because what P2B is doing in northern Nigeria, many politicians are not happy about it. They want to counter him by all means. That's why there's a sudden increase from the APC on their attacks on P2B. P2B has simply refused to let go, unlike Atiku Abubakar, who left for his base in Dubai a few weeks after the Supreme Court verdict. So despite all their narrative, he's still waxing strong. In the beginning, they said he didn't have any structure to win a presidential election. From not having the structure to winning many states and scoring more than 6 million votes, that's the INEC allocation, by the way. All these he achieved in less than a year. Imagine having 3 years before another presidential election. Not that P2B is campaigning. After all, he's been doing this for many years. He's been breaking fast with Muslims during Ramadan. So it's not as if it is new, but surely he's creating a good impression about himself. And as a trader, he recognizes a market when he sees one. You know, politicians, they always brag that they have the grassroots. That's what they use to negotiate with politicians who are contesting for elections. They want to be the middlemen between these politicians and the grassroots. But P2B is having none of that. He's going to the market directly by himself. If a businessman goes to the market himself, he will market his goods directly to the consumers. No middlemen needed. That's exactly what he's doing. So many politicians are not happy because the only thing they can use to negotiate with him in future is gone. Yes, if you are trying to tell someone that you control the grassroots and the person is already in the grassroots, people are seeing him, people are interacting with him, he's taking photos, he's eating with them. He has completely made you irrelevant. And many people will say, is it not these people? We know them. When the time comes, they will still vote for the people who oppress them, who have plunged them in poverty. But there's a difference this time around. Let's start from Buhari's administration. They weren't even told to vote for Buhari. Most of them saw it as an obligation to vote for him, to put him in power against Goodluck Jonathan. Many Southerners also had the view at the time that he would be different. Fast forward to 2023, when Buhari left office, he did not even attempt to solve the problems. Many of the problems in the north and Nigeria at large tripled or doubled. In fact, before he left power, many Northerners were already criticizing him. Now, during the presidential election campaigns, many of them were told, support this person because he supported Buhari, because he's a Muslim, he will do this. Many lines they used to convince them up north to support Tinubu. But 10 months in, it is clear to everybody, even the people that told them to support this person, people that convinced them, are already crying. They are already regretting why they voted for him in the first place. So who is going to convince who next time? You see, it's easy for people to generalize because of Nigeria's history, but this time it is different. Many people will use lines like, hey, he only has 4 years to go. It will come back to the north. We will try to solve the problem, but many will refuse, because how many times will you fool someone before he will say, hey, I am being fooled. This is a lie. We have to do the right thing. So there are many things at stake going forward. Look at the places where P2B drilled boreholes in the north. Most of them never had water for years. It's an indictment on not just the leadership, the governors, the local government chairman, everybody. So it's easy to tell them, hey, you already know that no one buys bread cheaper than any other. There's no special market for anybody, whether the person is in this party or not. Everyone goes to the market. The same thing on insecurity. It affects everyone. So it will be easy to make a choice when the time comes. And the fact that these people can be easily convinced, even if it's based on religion or anything, a superior argument will convince them when the time comes. It's already clear to everyone that no person buys bread cheaper than the other. Everyone goes to the same market. Insecurity affects everyone. So it will be easy to make the choice unless they have not yet learned their lessons. In Nigeria as a whole, you find more victims of bad governance in the north compared to the south. In the south, there are more opportunities for jobs, unlike the north. So the ball is in their court to emancipate themselves from the people that have enslaved and impoverished them. All the political advice and political direction they've been given by their leaders have all failed the past few years. Will they continue doing the same thing and expect to get better results? It doesn't make any sense. Even without political interference by their leaders, they should be able to make the right choice and say, no, we'll do this one instead of this one. This one is better. You know, choose by yourself, emancipate yourself, so that tomorrow we can't continue blaming just the leaders. If they make the same mistake in a few years, that means it will no longer be the fault of the leaders, but the followers this time around. Because it has happened before, happened the second time, you expect to do the same mistake a third time to get a different result. It doesn't make any sense. And it's time to stop the generalization. The North is no longer the North of the 60s or 70s. There might be violence here and there, but majority of them just want to live a life like their Southern counterparts. Yes, that's an emir in Adamawa State singing a hymn with Christians during Easter. This kind of religious tolerance exists in many places, even in the far northern state of Sokoto. So let people stop the generalization. Just like when people will say, you read in the comments, you see, Yorubas did this, Igbos did that. No. That's what the politicians want you to do. They want you to continue being divided so that they will be stealing, doing all sorts of things, because you are not focusing on the main issues. You are focusing on ethnicity, things that don't matter. We are all humans. We are all black people. Why should we be looking at what divides us instead of what unites us? It's time Nigerians prove to the world that we are not what they think we are. Most foreigners are blaming Nigerians for what is happening today, but Nigerians had no business. Nigerians voted on that day. They did their abracadabra, and look at where we have found ourselves. So it's time to do something different so as to get a different result. If you continue doing the same thing, you continue getting the same result. Don't be distracted by people who are paid to launder the image. They are doing their job. The reason they can do that kind of job is simply because the country is in poverty. If they had good paying jobs, they wouldn't have time to be defending the indefensible. They wouldn't, in good conscience, have time to be defending hunger, hardship, and suffering. Yes, that's the reality. Anyone that says you cannot criticize the government, they don't like you to criticize the government, the person is the enemy of Nigeria. Because no one is perfect, no matter the good intentions anyone has. The person is bound to make mistakes. It's by pointing out errors in their judgment and in their activities that they will say, we missed this one and this man pointed it out. Okay, we take correction, we move. That's how it is done. Look at all the countries that are doing well. They always have strong opposition who continue to criticize the government in power. Without that, you cannot have good governance. We cannot all be yes men. We cannot all be supporting one person. No, it's not possible. Thanks for watching.
Hey, did you know you might get a big cash payout if you were in a car accident in the last year? Yep, even if you weren't driving.
Since the nationwide hunger protest ended a few days ago, there has been calls for a political alignment between the North and the South to defeat Tinubu in 2027. These calls are directed at the two major candidates in the last presidential election. That's talking about Peter Obi of Labour Party and Atiku Abubakar of PDP. They want Peter Obi to join hands with Atiku Abubakar as his deputy so that they can battle Tinubu to win in 2027. If they succeed, Atiku Abubakar will spend only one term. After that, Peter Obi will now contest as the presidential candidate. They are pushing this because they know, going by their combined votes alone in last year's election, which of course it was rigged, but it dwarfs Tinubu. So it's already a winning formula if it materializes. It sounds good and dandy. It's like a dream come true because many Nigerians will do anything to make sure Tinubu doesn't get back to power in 2027. But the problem is, the people pushing this are actually comparable or in some cases worse than Tinubu himself. They are responsible for the problems Nigerians have been facing the past 9 years.
These actions block the greedy and the profit that smugglers and rent seekers make.
When Tinubu talks about the people enjoying the petroleum subsidy, he's actually talking about real men. And the real men are the men that were around Buhari when he came to power. The men that replaced Goodluck Jonathan's men that were responsible for subsidy payments. They received a lot of subsidy payments that they couldn't even account for. So these men, immediately Buhari came to power, they surrounded him, they took hold of the state, all the subsidy, everything. Remember that up to 60-70% of Buhari's appointments came from the North. And this group of men never wanted Tinubu to become the president. They didn't want him to contest. And when he won the presidential primaries of the APC, they moved over to Atiku Abubakar. Yes, they backed Atiku Abubakar during the presidential election, but unfortunately for them, majority of the people that would have voted for Atiku Abubakar in the South, in the Middle Belt, already shifted to Peter Obi. Majority of these people also voted for Atiku Abubakar in 2019 because of Peter Obi. So understand what's at play here. The major reason they backed Atiku Abubakar in 2023 presidential election was simply because he's a northerner. They knew that he must play ball. Atiku is a baller. They know he's an SPV person. He will understand whatever game they want to play. But imagine the mentality of the people that wanted to replace a northerner, that's Buhari, who already spent 8 years. They wanted to replace him with another northerner, as if Nigeria belongs to them, as if no other person can do the job. Of course, competence doesn't matter to them. What they are after is to control things and be pulling the strings behind the scenes.
Honestly, INEC is already a discredited, organization. So let's hope they will improve on their past performance.
Now, during the election, when they saw that the votes weren't coming in for Atiku Abubakar, all their plans fell apart before their eyes, including the G5 that supported Tinubu. They had to move back to support Tinubu simply because of religion. After all, Tinubu played the same game. He chose a Muslim ticket in order to appeal to the North. and many people fell for it simply because of religion. But it was already late because Tinubu has been talking about the people enjoying the petroleum subsidy at the expense of Nigerians. He has been talking about it before the election. That's why he implemented it on day one. The cutoff of their livelihood on day one proved them right why they supported Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar wouldn't have cut off their livelihood on day one. People should understand the context here. This is not about who is right or who is wrong. This is just a story, an analysis of what happened. After all, Tinubu that cut off their livelihood didn't do it for the benefit of Nigerians. He did it for the benefit of himself and his associates. After all, before the campaigns, he said it is his turn not only to become president, but also to take over all the things that people around Buhari have been enjoying all these years. So he's making a statement and living up to expectation. You people have been enjoying all this. It is now my turn to enjoy it. That's why all of a sudden Nigeria spent $2 billion importing petroleum products last year from Malta. Throughout Buhari's years, Nigeria never imported petroleum products from Malta. He stopped around 2015, thereabouts, before he took over power. So it means someone else is in charge. Someone else is now importing petroleum products from his own refinery in Malta.
No Nigerian will say, I'm from the West, East, North, but we'll be proud to say, he's a Nigerian.
This cabal knew that P2B will never play ball. That's why they never backed him in the first place. That's why they never uttered a word when all the rigging happened. After all, they had only two options, either Atiku Abubakar or Tinubu. This is why P2B must never be part of any political alliance that can bring back this cabal to power.
A possible formation of a mega party to challenge APC. And we haven't heard much from you concerning that.
For me, my focus is how the poor Nigerians today will eat. I want to talk about things that are affecting Nigerians today. We politicians are preoccupied by election. That's not what I'm talking about. How do we reduce the price of food? Our people are dying of hunger. How do we make life conducive for the poor Nigerians? How do we make sure that people earn more money in order to live? How do we pull people out of poverty? That should be our concern, not forming mega party or this thing. If forming mega parties to be able to provide what I'm saying now, I'm all for it. If it is about state capture, so we can start continuing the same consumption, no. But if it's to move it to production, yes.
Yes, P2B said this some time ago. He's a consistent, disciplined person, but people should understand that this is politics. After all, years back, he said that he will never leave APGA. That was when he wasn't considering contesting for the president. So many things can change tomorrow. That's why even Northerners, all the people that trooped out in their numbers to protest during the hunger protest, must never back any cabal, whether they are using religion, whether they are using anything to convince you. You must never back them because they come from the north, because they have contributed to your poverty. Tinubu's Muslim ticket is enough to teach anyone a lesson. Do not back anyone because of religion or because of his ethnicity. It never works. Always back someone that you know has the right mind, has the competence to turn things around in this country. During the presidential election campaigns, P2B made it very clear how he will turn things around starting from the north. That the north has massive wealth because of their massive agricultural land. But unfortunately, the north ignored him simply because of his ethnicity and religion. Nothing else. How can someone be telling you, I want to lift you out of poverty for free? He's not asking you to pay him to do it. Just cast your vote. I will do it. It is my word. It is my bond. But they ignored him because of emotions and sentiments. Now, who is suffering?
The North has the birth of cultivated land that we can make more money from agriculture than we make from oil.
Hello, my name is Blenny Ochoa, and I'm a current graduate psychology student at Indian.
At that time, some even said that they would teach him a political lesson so that in future, when they offer him vice presidential candidacy, he will quickly accept it instead of moving to another party 8 months before an election. Today, who is suffering? Who is learning the lesson? So if we, including Northerners, Southerners, Middle Belters, Southwesterners, anywhere you see yourself in Nigeria, if we are truly tired of the political class, that we truly want to change our country, we must make sure that we choose the right candidate, devoid of ethnicity, religion. It doesn't matter. What matters is what he has to offer. And going into an election, another way to identify the best candidate, that's apart from what he says, his antecedents, how he's able to articulate his answers and solutions to many problems, the major thing you should watch out for is if other politicians, especially the establishment politicians, are against that one candidate. If majority of them are always antagonistic about him, know that he is the right candidate. There's a reason they are opposing him jointly, as if they are in one party, just like it happened during the last election. The APC guys, the PDP guys were always attacking Peter Obi. Nearly everything he preached about during the campaigns, people are now talking about it today, that they are the solutions to our problems. Is it about from consumption to production? Is it about oil theft? Everything he talked about, they are now singing about it. So there's a reason, or they all ganged up against him, rigged the election, did everything to ensure that he never got to power. They knew that he was going to work for Nigerians, not for them, not the cabal. So if we are truly united and serious about taking back Nigeria, a Nigeria that works for everyone, not for a few, we must make sure that in 2027, we stand united and identified competent candidate that will save Nigeria from all this mess. Thanks for watching.
Hey, want to know how I got this $50,000 check for an accident I was involved in over 5 months ago? Look, if you've been...
Hello, everyone. So there is some breaking news here from Parallel Facts, and it says leaked DSS memo exposes secret police orders for immediate arrest of Sowore upon arrival in Nigeria. A memo from the Department of State Services ordering the arrest of Omoyele Sowore, a Nigerian activist, has been obtained. The memo obtained by Sahara reporters on Thursday states that authorities are to intercept and detain Sowore upon his arrival in Nigeria. It was learned that the directive issued by the newly appointed DSS Director General Adeola Ajayi stemmed from Sowore's role in the recent 10-day End Bad Governance protest. The memo partly reads DSE 94/6203X Watch List Action XI. I'm directed to info yours. You know, they have a way of shuffling their words. That X, the DGSS has approved the upgrading of WLA. So, and then it goes on. So the memo is there. They put it. They put it out there, and then the memo was signed by Adeola D. Ali for NISEC NHSM. The new DSS DG should be ashamed of himself if this is what his first assignment is all about. Terrorists are there terrorizing Nigerians, and he's coming there and he wants to continue the incompetence of the one that was removed before. The one that was removed before, that was how he entered one day. He was doing all the bidding of the people whom he's trying to protect their regime, rather than protection of lives and properties of citizens, rather than protection of the seats of the person who is there from this thing. And what now happened? He was removed like a chicken. At least they gave them this thing to resign. This new one that he said doesn't know how his own will be. They might not even give him the room to resign. So all of this braggadocio or whatever is very shameless, very, very shameful. And so let them go and focus on the likes of Bello Turji that are out there. I can't even imagine that I'm calling down one's name. That is out there daring Nigerians, daring the state, daring everyone. Go and meet them. Go and meet those people. Go after those people. Arrest them. Bring memo. Say they should find them. They should gather all the intelligence that they want to everything and get the person in. Then we will know you are working. But you come in, you are doing that when you want to arrest innocent, peaceful protesters. And if they organize protests, and the constitution that allows you to have an office is the constitution that allows peaceful protests. The constitution that you will come and make the noise that you make and citizens will respect and give you authority to that office is the same constitution that gives citizens the right to freedom of assembly, freedom of movement, freedom of speech, and freedom to protest peacefully. The ones that are carrying arms against the state, you guys are so cowardly that they come all the time and insult everybody. They insult our intelligence, they insult us, they kill us, they name us, they call us. They come on social media and show monies they've collected as ransom. Yet, you can't do nothing. You are the kind of people that have made us as citizens of Nigeria to now be walking with our head down, to walk with shame. My people will say, meaning that because of Nana, we they chop worms for inside beans. If we not do anyhow finish, just scatter everywhere. We suppose not they chop worms inside beans. People like Bello Tuji suppose not get mouth, can't they come out, can't they talk. Sheka don't do it also by himself. You guys are sitting down, and all you do is to sit down and go after citizens. You think you can intimidate everyone? You can't. Even if you kill some, others will come up. Others will rise and they will stand. This nation belongs to every one of us. That some of you have sat down there that they gave you appointment, DG of DSS, and you think you come. Many people have held that seat. Many people have left it. And you too, when the time comes for you, you will leave it. But the thing is that, what will you be remembered for? For someone who terrorized citizens, and just all they did was regime protection, or for someone who upheld the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Most of you don't get it. You get opportunity to be in office instead of leaving a legacy that for hundreds of years, people will remember you. FBI, who is it remembered for?
School nights mean early to bed and early to date. Elevate your fall wardrobe, save 30% during our customer appreciation event, and earn Kohl's Cash.
He's there. He stood for something. Hoover, right? He stood for something. But what will you be remembered for? That you were protecting an illegitimate president because he gave you DG of this. It's okay. Yeah, you have a right to protect him and whatever. But you do not have a right to go after citizens and begin to oppress and suppress citizens. Your business is to gather information. Go and gather intelligence. Intelligence gathering is where you're supposed to come from. The people who are stealing our crude oil, go after them and bring them to book. The people who are terrorizing our citizens, go after them and bring them to book. The people who are killing our citizens, go after them and bring them to book. That's what you should be doing. It's not to see that you're going to put your powers against citizens. It's not to see that you're going to show your might against unarmed citizens, innocent citizens, peaceful citizens who merely came out to make demands and say they are hungry. Yes, they say they are hungry, they are dying, and they came out to cry. It is those that believe that there's even a government that will even come out and make demands on them. It is those that believe that will come out. So I say to every one of you, better begin to do the needful. And for those DSS people who are there, you are keeping quiet, you are watching. Sure, you were rejoicing when the other one left. You will have another reason to rejoice when this one also will leave. Because the same oppression that they oppress us is the same oppression that they will give to you. If Nigeria is not fine, it's not fine for all of us. I do not think there's a place where you go to the market and you buy your things cheaper than the rest of us. All of us are suffering. All of us are going through it. All of us, we are facing it. There's no one person that is enjoying this Nigeria. If you like, or even those that steal the money, they found out that, how many of them can go to their villages? How many of us can go to our villages? Can we travel on the road? Those people who are there taking out Nigeria, those are the people that you should be going after. But I do know that there are a lot of you who work for Nigeria, who want to work for Nigeria, who want to do the right thing. But the system is what has kept you down. Some of you are even punished for actually doing the right thing. Why those who do the wrong things are the ones who are raised up? They are the ones who seem to be getting all the accolades and all the promotions and all the things and whatever. But guess what? Nigeria will forever not be like this. One day we will have that country where the child of nobody can become somebody without knowing anybody. One day we will have that country when those who are corrupt are the ones that will hide their faces in shame, and not those who are incorruptible that are being forced to hide their faces today. One day we'll have that country where meritocracy will be the order of the day, where it will be based on someone's competent character capacity and not connection, who you know, or those that can leak behind. One day we will get that Nigeria where all of us will be proud, and that Nigeria is possible. And every one of us staying on and working towards that great nation is how we will get there. I want to remind you all that those who are doing the wrong thing, they are indeed very few. What we have right now is a tyranny of the minority. Thank you so much for watching.
The biggest companies in the world are willing to pay big bucks for anyone who's able to code. And you may think that's not you, but what if I told you there's a way to learn the basics?
Hello, everyone. This one is another of Vevekuve, breaking news of Vevekuve. PDP suspends Dino Melaye for anti-party activities. Ooh. Okay. What about Wike? Wike is not doing anti-party activities. Wike that has said that in 2027 he's going to support Tinubu. Wike that in 2023 supported Tinubu instead of his what do you call it now? His candidates, whatever. Those ones are not anti-party activities. Wike that worked to see what they did in Rivers State. Those ones are not. As some PDP members, more PDP members than other PDP members. Oh, God. The People's Democratic Party has suspended one of its prominent members, Senator Dino Melaye, over alleged anti-party activities. According to a letter cited by Punch Online on Friday, the suspension was made by the World Party Executive Committee in Ayetoro, Ilu-Ogba, Ward 1, after reviewing the report of the disciplinary committee set up to investigate Melaye's actions. The resolution to suspend the senator read, Senator Dino Melaye's conduct has brought embarrassment and disrepute to the party, and his continued membership is no longer tenable. Therefore, the World Party ESCO hereby suspends Dino Melaye from the People's Democratic Party effective and immediately. The suspension, it continues, is in line with provision of Article 59, Section 1 of the PDP Constitution, which empowers the World Party ESCOs to take disciplinary actions against erring members. It appears that Melaye's recent actions were deemed detrimental to the PDP's interest and unity, prompting the suspension. The resolution to suspend the senator on Thursday, signed by the World Chairman Abayomi Osamika and World Secretary Yotsin Dayo read, the World Party Executive Committee of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Ayetoro, Ilu-Ogba, Ward 1 met on Friday, the 12th of September 2024, to review the report of the disciplinary committee set up to investigate alleged anti-party activities against Senator Dino Melaye, a member of our great party. Recall that Senator Dino Melaye was invited to appear before the disciplinary committee on 20th August 2024 to answer to certain allegations of misconduct and anti-party activities in line with the provisions of Article 57, subsection 4 of the PDP Constitution. However, he failed to show up, disregarding the invitation and the authority of the party. After careful consideration and deliberation, the World Party ESCO resolved as follows. 1, that Senator Dino Melaye's failure to appear before the disciplinary committee constitutes a gross disrespect to the party and its leadership. 2, that his actions are in clear violation of the PDP Constitution and the principles of party discipline. 3. That Senator Dino Melaye's conduct has brought embarrassment and disrepute to the party, and its continued membership is no longer tenable. Therefore, the World Party, ESCO, hereby suspends Senator Dino Melaye from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, effective immediately. This suspension is in line with the provision of Article 59, subsection 1 of the PDP Constitution, which empowers the World Party ESCO to take disciplinary actions against any members. We urge all members of our great party to remain committed to the principles of party discipline and loyalty. We must work together to build a strong and party capable of winning elections and serving the interests of our people. I thought I will read and see where whatever this thing that it is that he committed would be out there. But of course, it wasn't out there. It's just going round and round and round. But the thing is that I'm not a member of PDP. Whatever they decide to do, hold PDP, they are just a bunch of whatever, a party that got into power and stayed there for, 16 years of PDP, right? And so they just couldn't, how do I put it? They just they don't know what it is to even be opposition. So they only know how to be in power and be arrogant about it, but to be opposition, they've not known how to be in opposition, so they just be all over the place. But looking at this, you think that if you're going to suspend, there are quite a number of people that ordinarily they should also be suspended. I know the former governor of Benue State, Autumn, had gone to publicly say that they were going to support Tinubu in 2027. And I think this was like last year. This was in 2023, he was saying it, along the place where, what is his name, Wike had put together some event, and they were all out there. So how did you get to a place that you're suspending some people, you're not suspending other people? If there's going to be suspension of anti-party activities, then you suspend everyone. But hey, PDP is what it is. PDAPC, AP, PDP.
All right, here we go. No.
AP, PDP, PDAPC. They are all one and the same. They are the same party. They just have different branches. And so you just see them, all they're interested in is to just grab power for themselves and look for, as much as possible, the least competent person that will be there, so that they'll be able to control that person and do whatever it is that they want to do. It's never really about, the greater good of the people or doing the right thing for the people. But now PDP and their own wahala. We go shout, they hear, they watch them, they look them, they say, oh girl, maybe they continue what it is, that they are doing. I really would have loved to have seen what it was that Dino had done, that they were, Senator Dino Melaye had done, that they were doing all of this. But at the end of the day, dear Nigerians, we must be invested in politics. We cannot fix Nigeria if we are not fixing politics. A lot of times they tell us that, politics is dirty. This is done to keep people away. It's conditioning. They condition you and make it, and then you don't even want to take part in politics. Or if you're doing something, they will try to smear you. They will accuse you of all sorts of things, so that people will be saying, if they can do this to this person, what about me? One thing I always say to people, if your integrity is the one that you don't want to do anything, so that they will not say you have done something, do you really have integrity? It is when you are there, they will accuse you of things, and none of them will stick. They will keep accusing you. That's when you actually know you have integrity. Not to say that, I'm not going to do it at all, because that's what they're doing to ensure they get people to the place where people are saying they're not going to participate, they're not going to be part of it, they're not going to do that. Hey, that's not what you should be looking at. That's not what your position is. All of us, we must be invested in politics. We must get a critical mass of people in politics that we know we do the right thing. We give us good governance, accountability, and transparency. We do the needful for us. And then when we have that critical mass, some of us cannot decide, okay, we can just go and relax and sleep. But right now, there is fire on the mountain, and we do not have that option of relaxation and sleeping. And at this stage, I must say to you, thank you so much for watching. Bye. Hello, everyone.
Vancouver. Yes, so this one of Vancouver matter, and I'm a bomb matter. For those that say, some people say I should be very serious. Life is too serious for us to be too serious every time. And for me, I love to pass my message with humor. I'm one person who is always
Amidst allegations of interference, inciting violence, tonight FCT Minister Jenson Wike speaks to us exclusively on the program. There is another dynamic to the politics of Rivers State. The people of Oyibo and Ogoni are speaking. I'll be hearing from the minister. And the Nigerian police is reacting to the allegations of police partisanship and unlawful prosecution of some members of the PDP arrested in Edo State. Hello everyone, welcome to the program. This is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimale in Abuja. Tonight, let's bring you up to speed with some of the reactions coming on the election in Edo State. The Nigerian police today is responding to the allegations of the People's Democratic Party in Edo State, and the governor of Edo State, Governor Obaseki, is worried over the conduct of the governorship election and what is described as a perceived partisanship of the police. The PDP has alleged that the police, under the alleged manipulation of APC, had arrested not less than 10 PDP chieftains, the strong political opposition to them in the coming election. Governor Obaseki had said that those arrested included the 7th chairman of Esson West Local Government Area, Honorable Collins Aibogun, who was arrested and whisked to the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja, where the spokesperson of the Nigerian police, Mr. Muyiwa Adejobi, has been speaking exclusively to Channels Television on this matter, refuting all the claims and allegations. Take a listen to him.
Here's a simple trading strategy where you trade the same asset every day at the same time. You can use it to achieve trading success without worrying one bad trade will wipe out months of profits. If you don't want to learn how to consistently make successful returns while trading, without the stress, worry, and anxiety-inducing ups and downs, go ahead, skip this ad. Oh, you're still here. Great.
I'm aware certain individuals, particularly one Dr. Tony Azegbemi, has alleged the IGP, even directly at the stakeholders forum, of being partisan. And for obvious reasons, he made certain allegations against the police, particularly the arrest of some individuals. He claimed that those people are members of a particular political party. But to us, we are not aware that these individuals that we have arrested are suspects connected to the killing of one of our inspectors, one of our policemen, on 18th of July, 2024 at the Benin Airport, at the vicinity of Benin Airport. So and the IGP reiterated that if somebody is saying the IGP is partisan for arresting people, the killers of the policeman, and is an opinion, and that such a person should hold on to his opinion forever. We are not just picking people who are not directly involved in these incidents. And for those that we are still going to pick more, because we are still investigating parties to offenses. If you procure or you facilitate, you propel somebody to commit an offense, you are a party to that offense. For those who actually have the meeting to do that, for those who encourage these people that we have arrested to even carry out the dastardly act of killing, or firing and killing a policeman, we are still going to pick as many as possible. So we don't want to know where they belong to, whether they belong to a political party, or they are businessmen or women, or they are professors, or they are lecturers or teachers. We don't want to know.
That's a portion of the police reaction to what the PDP is saying. And of course, on the top of the hour on Channels Television's news, you will get more. And of course, on our YouTube page, you will get more. Tonight, my guest is the Minister of the FCT, Mr. Nyesom Wike. We'll be speaking on a lot of issues. If you've got some reactions that you wanted him to react to, yeah, tonight is the time for him to lay bare and clear the air on some of these issues. But before we get to speak with the minister, let's check out some of your political roundup stories.
The governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Doye Diri, today swore in 41 special advisors and 2 members of the Bayelsa State Independent Electoral Commission after the approval of the State House of Assembly. The ceremony took place inside the Executive Council chambers of Government House in Yenagoa. In his charge to the new appointees, Senator Diri reaffirmed his administration's commitment to transparency, accountability, and good governance. In Benue State, Governor Hyacinth Alia is planning to reconstitute members of the State Executive Council. The governor disclosed this in an interview with journalists shortly after Deborah Abe as the new secretary to the state government. Mrs. Abe assumes office following the removal of Professor Joseph Alkali last week. The governor hinted that more members of his cabinet will be relieved of their duties by the end of the month. The governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, is strong about the contributions of Oredo Local Government Council to the outcome of the governorship elections in Edo State. Speaking at a special caucus meeting involving PDP Oredo, the governor adds that Oredo was the biggest contributor to the PDP's success back in the 2020 governorship election, and the plan is to do better this time. The People's Democratic Party has suspended Senator Dino Melaye over alleged anti-party activities. The suspension was contained in a communique issued at the end of the ward executive meeting and signed by the ward chairman of Ayetoro Iluagba Ward 1, Mr. Abayomi Osamika, and ward secretary Yotsun Dayo. According to the statement, the suspension was announced after reviewing the report of the disciplinary committee set up to investigate Melaye's actions. And the Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Martin Ameule, has described the Rivers State Investment Promotion Agency, inaugurated by Governor Nalai Fubara, as illegal and unknown to law. The speaker, who stated this during the plenary session, accused the governor of running the state without respect for the rule of law and without recourse to the legislative arm of government. He also condemned the appointment of the board of the State Bureau of Public Procurement without due process.
No offense, but if you still think calling attorneys or dealing with insurance companies is the best way to see if you're owed a huge cash settlement after a car accident, you are way off. I just got this check here for $70,000 from a little known tool that'll tell you exactly how much your car accident is worth in just 30 seconds. It's called the Case Connect Compensation Calculator. I put the link in the description below, so if you've been injured in a recent car accident, click it now. It's designed to tell you.
Now you're being up to speed with some of the political roundup stories. Let's also give you some update on the Dino Melaye story. The suspension of Senator Dino Melaye, by his word, he's a former governorship candidate of the PDP in Kogi State. He's getting some more reactions. The PDP in Ijumu local government area of Kogi State has issued a communique debunking Senator Dino Melaye's suspension from the party. In a document which surfaced online titled the communique dated September 13th, 2024, signed by 3 people, Honorable Olarumaye Alabode, Comrade Owonibi, Davis Kayode, and Pastor Stanley Ajile, stated that Senator Dino Melaye had not been suspended from the party. According to the communique, the purported letter of expulsion circulating in the media was deemed a forgery by the party officials. They emphasized in that document that due process was not followed in the alleged suspension of Melaye, and they urged all party members to disregard the false information. Tonight, my guest is the Minister of Territory here in Nigeria, Mr. Nyesom Wike, who is also a former governor of Rivers State. There's been a litany of issues relating to the minister, from the issues in the PDP, administration of the FCT, and litigations by the Edo PDP on the elections. In fact, the chairman of the Edo PDP, Mr. Anthony Azegbemi, raised an alarm over the alleged deployment of associates of the former governor of Rivers State and minister of the Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, as resident electoral commissioner in the state. Well, you heard what Chief Edwin Clark also said. He has asked that Mr. Nyesom Wike be arrested over a statement he made. And today, We saw another dimension of the politics of Rivers State today. A gathering of elders and people of Oyibo and Ogoni people took place in Rivers State, where they made some categorical statement about the politics of Nigeria, the politics of the state. Interestingly, they're talking about the governorship zoning in Rivers State. Let's speak with the Minister of the FCT, His Excellency Nyesom Wike, joins us live in the studio. Thanks so much, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Shehu. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I think I should begin with what happened earlier today, and it was live on television, the Igbo and Ogoni People's Conference. What caught my attention is when they were talking about zoning, governorship election in Rivers State. When we imagine that the governor, sitting governor, should automatically get a chance of first refusal at the ticket of the party.
Well, first of all, I don't see any law in our country that says you must have the opportunity of the first refusal. And then I watched it when I was in the office. I went out from inspection where I want to view the security command for the security of the FCT. I came back and I watched it on channels where the Ogoni and the Igbo team that make up 5 local governments of the Rivers East Central District. Rivers East, the Central District has, Rivers Southeast Central District has Oyibo, has Tai, has Gokana, has Kana, has Eleme, has Opopo, Nkoro, has Amboni local government that make up that Central District. We have the Rivers West. Rivers West is made up of Akoko Toro, made up of Asare Toro, Degema, Boni, Abudua, Ahuda East, Ahuda West, and Ogbogbo local government. While the Rivers East is made up of Emohua local government, Eche local government, Ikore local government, Obiabo local government, Port Harcourt local government, Ogubolo local government, Okrika local, and Omuma local government. So we have 3 central districts. Of these 3 districts, Rivers West, under Dr. Peter Lee, produced a governorship, produced a governor. And all they come from where we call the Orashi region. And in that, the Orashi region are made up of, or it's made up of, the Orashi region is made up of Abodua, Ahoda East, Ahoda West, Obobo Mandoni, Ahotoro, Asare Toro, Degema and Boni local government, sorry, but 8 local governments. While Rivers is 8 local governments, and then Rivers South is 7 local governments, right? That make up 23 local governments. Now, Rivers West, which is where you have this odd leader area, their produced governor. Rivers South East, Rivers East now, where I come from, where I also produced governor. The only central district that have not produced governorship is the Rivers Southeast. And today, by the grace of God, that's where the governor comes from, which is the Rivers Southeast. Now, the configuration of that area is that the Ogonis have the largest, the Ogonis and the Oyibo, they have 5 local governments, which is the largest. While these 2 of the local government, which is Opopo Nkoro and Anthony, who are from the Jos, are the minorities of that local government, are the minorities of that local government. Now, for me, when I was living, I said, look, give and take. I believe in that. God never made a mistake. Why he put us together. So there's the need of live and let us live. The Jews have been clamoring and this and that and that. But you see, my problem with people, you think that you are the smartest people. You think that you're the only vocal voice. You think that you're the only one who can intimidate. You think you're the only one who can threaten people, that you have the monopoly to kill, which is not good. I saw that. The goodness were running. I called them. Say, listen, at this time, I think where we are, let's give everybody a chance. You can see people talking about the Bahrain, and this and that, we're Joe, we're this and that and that. It was me. I spoke to the Ghanaians. I sat down with them. They have the majority. With the Igbo, they have the majority to us. Look, please, all of you who are running, please, in the name of God, leave that down. Please leave it. I did. And
that's how Governor...
I will come to that. I will see that's why in this world we're in, people come in and that's why people say give politicians bad name. You know, that's how politicians behave. If you're a bad man, you're a bad man. If you're not, people should trust. People shouldn't trust you. It's only politics that exposes us to tell us the kind of human beings we are, to tell us the kind of characters we are. Now, I called them. It was bitter pea for them. To goodness. All of them said, how can you tell us? In majority of a senatorial district, and you are telling a minority to produce a governor?
Which are the Jaws?
In fact, particularly the Opopo. I am telling you this.
You call them minority because of their number, isn't it?
Exactly. What do you talk about minority? You are talking about this. Of course, the number. The number. In fact, the voting stand of Opopo cannot be up to my own word in my state, but that's not the issue. I pleaded with them, to goodness. It was a bitter pill for them to swallow.
But it was not fair to them.
Well, sometimes in politics, you know, this is fair or what's not fair. But I don't try to look at, let there be peace in our area. And you know, the funny part of it, people like Edwin Clark, you know, I've always said I don't want to reply Edwin Clark. Never believe that the purpose were yours. Never one day. Never. People like Edwin Clark, they say octogenarian, and they say, oh,
he's an elder statesman.
I don't know what people say.
That's what he is.
You see, elder statesman is not by age.
And he's a leader of the Ijaw people.
I don't know. I'm not an Ijaw man. So I don't know. I was never there when they appointed who will be an Ijaw leader. I am not, so I don't want to comment on that. He's an Ijaw leader. I have no problem about that. I'm not part of it. But the point I'm making is that he refused. He said, even if we want to bring an Ijaw man, why should you be a Opopo? I am telling you this. Now, every day Edwin Clark comes out, he says this about, you see, but Edwin Clark is not from Rivers. He's from a Delta State. Ask Edwin Clark, the octogenarian, the leader. When has he ever produced governor as a Ijaw man in Delta State? Never one day. Never one day. Octogenarian, elder statesman, the most intelligent man as far as Niger Delta is concerned. The man who knows it all. Well, he's from Delta State. He's an Ijaw man. Has he fought for an Ijaw man to be governor of Delta State? But this is where I sat down with people. I pleaded with the Ogoni's. And I said, please, let's have peace. Let's live together. As an Ikwere man, I could ask if I want. They said, no. Ikwere man should go back. Is that proper? We're all one country. We're all one state. Now, what you have done, you have not turned it now to say an Ijaw affair. And the Ogoni's now, you have now wakened the Ogoni's now. So now begin to say, look, oh, you mean we're here? We considered all these things we did was stupid, was useless. Now we don't matter again. Oh, you're not talking about this. So all this sacrifice we made, to give the minority in our senatorial district to go for it. You're not calling us stupid. You're not saying we're useless. Is that what you're supposed to be? Why do you go and generate all this kind of thing? You're not made organization. Okay, it's okay. We can continue with this. We are majority in this senatorial district. We have 4 local governments, including Oyibo. We have 5. And we are buying down to 2 local governments. Why would we continue to do that? This was what we are saying. Look, why are we doing this? Why? Now, see what happened. See what people like Edwin Clark. See what people like Ada George. You see what they've done. Something that has never, everybody come down.
But they were criticizing you, Minister.
Yes.
They said what you said. Do you regret actually when you said you will put fire in some of the states?
Of what?
Because that you made that statement that you said you will put fire in someone, and that's what Chief Edwin Clark was criticizing.
No. Okay, so,
that police should arrest you and investigate.
See, let me tell you, I have always tried to not to respond to Papa Edwin Clark. I've always tried, but I'm human. They know I'm human. Edwin Clark is not fair. Edwin Clark does not love River State. He's not from River State, and he's from Delta State. For Christ's sake, for crying loud. Is it from my state? Now let me say, what is he talking about? I'm talking about PDP. Is he a member of PDP? Let me see his membership card. Let me put that to PDP. Let me see how much he has given to PDP to fight for PDP to win in Rivers. I don't want to talk about that, about the Delta. What did I say?
You said you're going to put fire into.
I said to the Governors Forum, and I repeat, without any apologies to anybody who's anywhere, for Christ's sake, for crying out loud, heaven will never fall. If I want heaven fall, there will be peace. You mean as I sit as the Minister of Federal Capital Authority from River State, I was a governor? Yes. The only person I can say I have no relationship, I never knew about his election or whatever, I have no problem. He's the governor of Zamfara. I don't know him. If I see him now, I won't even know him. I've not been there. All other governors, I know them. They know me. They have a relationship. And you mean that you want to violate the processes, the constitution of our party? You came out on a national television after your meeting, read by the governor of the governor of Bauchi State, the chairman of PDP Governors Forum, who came out to read a communique with his colleagues that they are going to make sure their brother, their friend in River State will take over the structure. It doesn't matter whether it is illegal or legal. It doesn't matter. It does not matter whatever process they take. And I'm sitting as a Minister of LCT from that state. You look at it that there's nobody in that state. You make such a statement, and I should fold my hand because you say you're a governor, which I was never before. I was never a governor. And you look at me and tell me that, you're telling me I should fold my hand to say everything will be well.
And that's the reason why you will put fire in their state?
You are trying to cause crisis in my state politically. What do you want me to do?
When we imagine that politically speaking,
yes,
Governor Fubara becomes automatically your political leader.
I know. There's nobody. I know what to say.
I'm talking about what has operated in your party before.
No, see.
Automatically, when people become governor, they become the political leader.
The subject matter. What you ask me, so I will go to the next stage. Before we go about leadership or no leadership. You see, that's why we should not mix up my issues. You ask me here about they are saying that I said I will put fire. I'm sure that you take it so that when we finish that.
But do you regret that statement, Governor?
How can I regret? I didn't make any bad statement.
Because it connotes violence. And as though you are going to do something.
It is not correct. What is the violence?
When you say you put fire in people's states.
What is fire? It is a speech. What did I say? It's a matter of speech. Look, you want to cause crisis in my political system, in my state. You too, you also have crisis in your... I never said that Bauchi State will be on fire. I never said that Oyo State will be on fire. What's my business? All I'm saying, you don't want my state to be politically stable. You want to illegally, unconstitutionally interfere in a legitimate process, in a legal process that's going on. And you want me to fold my arm to say, because you're a governor, because you're a chairman of government forum, or because you're members of government forum, you come to my state. People took form. People have been elected. People have been sworn in. You will use their position to now say, okay, NWC, NEC, no, cancel it. We are governors. Who told you I don't have that capacity to say, you too in your state, that crisis will be there? I'm not talking about going to Bauchi, to go and bomb Bauchi. I didn't say going to Oyo, to burn Oyo. I didn't say go to on national television.
So if you have power, you will cause crisis in those.
Not if I have power. The what they are nothing to do with power, we are all politicians. You to cause crisis in my state, no problem. I have the capacity to stand it. Me too. We'll see how. In our own little way too. We're all politicians.
But why do they see you as an outsider in your party? You say you have not left.
There is nobody, no governor today in PDP. No, not anybody born of a woman can say I'm an outsider. Who?
They're perceiving you as a mole because they think you're working with the APC government.
No,
they think that you have your legs on one hand and your another leg on the other place.
Sure. Some of us who have them to maintain. So before I took this appointment, I wrote to PDP. I wrote to PDP national. I wrote to PDP zonal. I wrote to PDP in my state. My governor also signed the letter. I should take the appointment. Yes, it's true. The zonal party wrote I should accept. The national, I wrote, who in PDP did not nominate President Tinubu for appointment? Who? They did, yes. Let them come to say they did not do it. You see, the problem we have in this country is that some people think they are too smart. They want to use people. I am not that kind of person. So what I want to do, I will do. What I will not do, everybody knows I won't do it. It doesn't mean you can't do. You know, one of the things that why when they say I'm a mole, who is that person? I dare anybody in PDP come out on national television. I dare any governor. I dare any national working committee member to come out on national television and say, I'm a mole. Let anybody come out.
Is your heart 100% in the PDP?
What are you talking about? Who is the one?
No, because your ally Tony Okocha is the caretaker. Hold on. And they believe that you are holding two structures of the party in one state.
Sure. In 2023, did I not say I won't support you for president? Did I do it at the back? Did I not say I won't support? This is not fair. It's against equity. It's against justice. It's against fairness. Did I do it at the back? The PDP not win the governorship. The PDP not win National Assembly. They don't not win the State Assembly. I challenge any of them. Let us see in any of these states that are criticizing, where they have 100%, as we have. What does it tell you? Leadership. Leadership.
Are you worried, Governor Wike, that
yes,
if you support an Ogoni or Oyibo person for governor in 2027, the kind of political crisis it can cause, considering that Governor Fubara is a sitting governor?
Yes.
Don't you think it will cause more political crisis?
I have not told you I'm supporting. I never said so. All I said, because of what they are doing, the Ogoni people have now come out to say, listen, it's like we made a mistake.
Isn't that dangerous?
What my business? Am I the one who's saying, Ijo?
But as a political leader in that state, how do you say?
How do I say what?
Because if the Ogoni and the Ogoni people are clamoring,
they have a right, and the Igbos have a right to make a statement they have made. Whether it will be materialized or not is a totally different thing. We have a political team, we have a political family who will sit down. Listen, this thing you have said, I will agree you have a right. Let's look at it. Is it workable? Is it not workable? Do you understand me? But to say they have no right to say what they said is totally out of place. I will not be a part of that.
Minister, if push comes to shove, right?
Yes.
Would you side with Governor Sim Fubara?
To do what? if to settle this cause?
What is the
Because if the Oyibo and the Ogoni people say they must have it, would you be on the side of governor? Considering that you were the one who raised this hand up.
Don't use that word. I will never support Fubara in my political life again.
Why?
No, I won't do that. Anybody knows me.
Is your political godson?
No, please, sir. Please, sir. I will not do that. I'm not, you see, that's why people should know me. I'm not the man who deals with left. I wouldn't do that. Anybody knows that. And I cannot sit.
What did he do to you?
No, it's not about me. People labored to put up a structure. People labored where you wouldn't have even taken the 50th position. People labored. I sacrificed to talk to the Ogonis. I sacrificed to talk to several people. Let us go this way. Let's see how things are. You turned it that I'm asking for 20 billion, 100 billion. Look at what people are doing.
Is that the case? Is that true?
But that's what I'm saying. You turned up lies against me. Against me. I brought you up, put you here, put you here, push you here. Today, I turned to be, wicked survive over demanding. What is wicked demanding? In every politics, in every political family, you run an election under people, and people believe that, look, we're all together. We must have to keep our political structure. There's nobody that ever said that, no, you kill your people. You rose through somewhere. Why do you deny it? It's unfair. And you want me to see that.
But what were your demands?
Never.
What did you demand of him?
My demand, and I've always said, no, let me, when I say demand, you see, it's so unfair. And that's why today I tell people, yes, life is the way it is. You must continue. What is that? Don't abandon those who labored for you.
Is that what he did?
That's all. Yeah, he left everybody. People came, look, let me tell you. What was the problem with the National Legal Advisor of the party? When 2023, we fought with national party level. After we won the election, the National Legal Advisor went and brought lawyers to defend PDP in the election petition. They had a meeting to nullify our election. Yes, it's true. I said, no, I won't sit here and allow you to bring lawyers for us. We went to court to challenge at the High Court. You cannot, that is legal advisor of the state party, can nominate those that will represent them. Because I saw it clearly. They wanted to work with the opposition party to nullify our election. And I fought it vehemently. We arranged proper legal, lawyers who know what to do.
But look, I mean,
no, let me finish.
Okay.
Now, do you know what happened? We went on the Federal High Court, and the Federal High Court said, no, you cannot. They have a right to choose who will represent them. Do you understand? Now, today, it is those people who fought to sabotage us, to bring lawyers to work on the side of the opponent, to nullify election, are those who you cry. Look, I brought the best of the best legal team. Kanagabi, J.B. Daudu, Okala, all of them. All of them.
And you won the case?
We won from tribunal to the Supreme Court. Today, it paid me most. One of the lawyers who stood firm without calling a dime in the tribunal. The governor wrote that all the cases while I was there, Henry should return. You see, we are not human. Ingratitude is bad. It doesn't matter what anybody can label it.
But this issue, Governor Wike,
yes,
there are those who will say your difference with Governor Sim Fubara is causing a setback for the development of Rivers State.
Listen,
for the sake of the state, can you sheath sword?
No. What is because I'm not interfering in the governance. I don't want to be
but
there.
The political crisis in the House of Assembly, the issues are setting the state back.
What's the political? Why is it setting the state back? I had more crisis than anybody in this country as a governor. I survived it. I played. You see, if you don't want to be a leader, say you don't want to be. If you don't want to take leadership position, don't want to take leadership position. That's the truth of the matter.
You see, I watched one of the elders, former governor of Rivers, Ada George. Ada George was the one convening meeting of APC. Governor Ada George, former governor of Rivers State, Adelaide was deputy. He was convening meeting of APC. These are people who fought me. These are people who fought Silva not to be governor. Now, if you are talking about a Joe man, why will you go to Popo? But I never bothered, never ship one day. Now, I see him. Ordinarily, if we're all human, Ada George should go to before God. God, forgive me. Do you know what happened in River State, in Okrika? What are the Bush boys and vigilante? Do you know the killings in Okrika? Ask Ada George, Governor Ada George. Who are the Bush boys? Ask him, where are the vigilantes? They never had an army anymore of Okrika. There was no peace, nothing. Ask Governor Ada George. Who are the Bush boys? Under him. And where the vigilantes? Who they are fighting? Killing Okrika people up and down with the job people. Focus. I came in. Enough is enough. We can't continue. When the court gave judgment about who should be the Amanaba of Okrika, people came and said, no, court judgment, I will implement it. They came and said, I will not agree. I implemented it. I said, no. I mean, look at people who have died in Okrika. Killing your brothers and your sisters instead of Governor John to go to God. God, forgive me. Under me, I had Bush boys. My people died. He's coming now to say, oh, Wike. Is he a member of PDP?
Hold on for a moment, Governor Wike, because we need to take a break. We take a break, everyone, but when we come back, there's so much more to clear the air about. And Governor Nyesom Wike, an FCT minister, is still speaking with us. We'll be right after this break, everyone. So much, everyone, for staying with us on the program. The former governor of Rivers State and FCT minister Nyesom Wike has been our guest tonight on the program. Let's get back to the conversation. Thank you, my Excellency, for your time tonight on the program. Let me quickly take you up on a few issues regarding the politics of Rivers State. And that those who are watching tonight will be wondering, how will this be resolved? Because there are a lot of people who say, it is in Wike's hand to resolve this matter. You are older, you're a former governor, you're a sitting minister, the president has intervened. Are you willing, for the sake of God and the people of Rivers State, to let bygones be bygones and allow peace?
The governor took advantage of the presidential intervention and to insult everybody. I'm an appointee of Mr. President. And people should understand this, first of all. I never had any bargain with Mr. President before I supported Mr. President. And people should know that and know that clearly. I believe in his capacity, and I believe for equity, fairness, and justice. And I never hid my intention of what I'm going to do, of what my friends and myself are going to do. Now, when Mr. President called, for Christ's sake, he's a president of a country. There are things I should not have accepted. But he's a president, and it's our father. By his age and whatever, he's enough. It's good to be my father. And he appointed me. Why would I say no? Now, what the governor did was to take advantage of that time period. Mr. President said, do this, do this. Then he said, okay, he's appointing, he's bringing back the commissioners. He's doing this, he's doing that. The president says, resubmit your budget. He refused. And then what he did was to tell people to go to court. So that they now say, oh, there are a lot of litigation. I laugh. Come on, at my age, at the level I play politics, somebody will come and tell me that. Then he went to some people in the villa and they start playing some game. I'm a kid, for Christ's sake. I'm not one anybody can say you can tie me. No, I owe my loyalty to Mr. President. And Mr. President knows, I told him that, sir, I think at this point in time now, I cannot continue with this kind of characters. President said, do this, do this, do this, do this. And people went back to tell him, don't worry, play, buy time. and they went and instituted over 40 litigations.
But there are those who will say Wike will never allow this kind of thing to happen if he's the one.
What do you mean Wike will not allow this? Did Wike allow there to be crisis in his state? Was there any crisis? Look, federal government is not fighting you. I was fought by federal government of this country under Buhari. Which governor faced what I faced under Buhari? When people say Wike will not have agreed, which governor in this state, be it APC, be it PDP, be it Labour Party, can say they face what I faced? A federal government for them? APC can tell you what they did to me.
But what
the federal government was fighting for what? Who is he?
What will it take for peace to happen?
Which peace? Peace is to obey the law, the rule of law.
But if that doesn't happen, you won't back that.
Why would you support the man who does not want to obey the rule of law? Why would I support impunity?
Are you worried, Governor Wike, that PDP is coming after you? Disciplinary.
No PDP is coming up after me. Who is the one that will come after me? Who will face disciplinary?
They say party is supreme.
That is why I'm doing everything for the party. Who has supported the party more than me? Can I tell you, let's go state by state. Look, can I tell you something? I was a governor in this country. Sean, leave your phone and listen to me. I was a governor in this country. The former IG from Niger State, I don't know what his name now. I woke up in the morning, they took away all my aids. Governors Forum never came out to say, how can you take governor's aids and this? Took everything, no PDP, not even general governor for the river spoke. When it happened to the man in Anambra, what's his name? The former governor now, who handed over to Soludo.
William,
yes. Then I started talking. I laughed. I kept quiet. I went to I led the campaign. I led the campaign for Obaseki. Right? I went there. The IG declared I must leave Edo. IG declared I will not leave Edo. I came here. Hope Zodima was there. Omogege was there under APC. You did not declare they should leave. I will not leave. Do you know what happened? I was sabotaged. Yes. Tamboa was the chairman of Governors Forum. Yes. Obaseki told Tamboa not to issue any statement. I was declared to leave. Meanwhile, I was the chairman of the campaign in Edo State. Right? They chickened out. I went to court against the federal government about police trust fund. They all ran away. I went to court at the federal high court in Abuja. To the glory of God, we won. Right? I was one who went to VAT matter. They all chickened out. Yes.
So you fought the federal government?
No, I didn't fight the federal government. I was fighting against injustice. Injustice.
But wait a moment,
yes.
Governor Wike, yes. Why are you and Governor Godwin Obaseki, why is the fallout between both of you? Because this was a man that you supported. You were the chair of that campaign.
Yes.
But now there are allegations against you. In fact, this is what Anthony Azegbemi said. He said that the wreck in Edo State is a man linked to you, is your associate.
Okay, thank you very much. I thank God. Do you know who is called Anthony Azegbemi from my House of Rest member to be chairman?
He's a PDP chairman of the Edo State.
This is one of the people who have no character.
Why would you say that?
No, he does not have character. He knows. He doesn't come out of this.
Is it fair to
what is it fair? I'm telling you, they can let him challenge me.
Why would you say that?
No, you see, there are people, money is a terrible thing. Let him challenge me how he became chairman of the PDP. We can play the role. Yes, it's correct. He can't say so. When his governor Obaseki came to meet me when I was saying we're scouting to support Igadalo, was it there? They didn't know that the wreck was it's my cousin. When Obaseki brought Igadalo to my house 2 times to support him, they didn't know that the wreck is my cousin. It's just today. They now knew That's my cousin. He was posted when? More than 1 year ago. Now, you see, that is the problem I have in this country. If I told them when they came to me, I said, I'm not going to support you. Neither am I going to support anybody. The one I supported, it never helped anything. Rather, I was insulted up and down.
So you told Governor Obaseki
yes.
you are not going to support him?
Ask him. I told them.
Why wouldn't you support him though? You supported him the last time.
Yes, but what happened? I became a stupid man. I became somebody, you see, I don't like ingrates in life.
And so you are not supporting APC too?
Am I a member of the APC? I'm not a member.
So because they are alleging anti-party activity.
Who's the one to allege?
The Edo PDP.
Who's the
They say you are backing opposition forces.
If they have the guts, let them come out on national television. They don't have the guts.
They said it. They said it right on this program.
Who?
Don Pedro Obaseki.
Who's Don Pedro?
Who's the DG?
Who's the Don Pedro? How do you reduce me to...
No. I'm saying the PDP. It speaks for the PDP.
Can I tell you? Don Pedro couldn't even win 25% for PDP in 2023. Who are these characters you are talking about? Is he not aware that Obaseki came to see me to support their candidate? Is he not aware?
And this was recently.
Of course, I was saying we're scouting. Is he not aware that Obaseki brought his candidate, a gatherer, to see me in the house where I live now? And I told him I will not do anything. I won't support anybody. I want to stay neutral. Now, so let me tell you the mistake they made. For accusing my first cousin. You've made a mistake. You know why? I was thinking I'm strong. You are meeting a rock. He will not be wrecked. You can never. Let me tell you, even the INEC chairman cannot tell you what to do.
He's a stubborn man.
He will tell you, go to hell with your job. He said the problem with Nigeria is that until you Koto, for more than 1 year he has been there. You never cause it.
But they say you influence his appointment. Is that true?
Why should I know? What is our appointment? So I will influence my enemy's appointment. I should go and influence my enemy's appointment now.
So you influence his appointment.
So if I hear that my cousins to be appointed, I should go to call imam, call pastors. Please don't allow my cousin to be appointed. I shouldn't say, please help for him to be appointed. What nonsense is that? If you remove him now, will you not go to another state? Would there not be election there? Would there not be election in another state? For Christ's sake, federal government brought 2019. You know, it was a war in Rivers. The army came. I stood it. In 2015, when National Assembly and the State Assembly elections were all notified by the Court of Appeal, we went for the run. Do you know what happened? The military came. We stood. 2019, for my second tenure, the military came. The GOC came. Saham, he had been retired. Who didn't know what happened? I stood firm. I said, okay, the people will react. The people will go to the ballot. What is all this? Every time you accuse this person, you accuse this person. If you're not prepared for election, if you're not prepared for leadership, forget it. I am prepared. Let me tell you, I came here. I was appointed as minister. The day I was appointed, there were all kinds of conspiracy. North, South, West, Christian, Muslim, this, wicked. I said to her, it will not work. I will not agree. Even in the FCC secretariat, there are those who felt untouchable. I kick it out, get out from here. I'm not this kind of person who can do that. I came here to do work. I'm going to do this work to the satisfaction that the president who appointed me should be happy.
In that job,
yes,
there are those who will say, oh, yes, Wike is doing very well. Infrastructure, you come to Abuja, you imagine what has been happening in the last 1-2 years.
Yes.
All of a sudden, Wike came and is third mode of the rules. But there are those who will say, what are you doing about human capital development in the FCT?
I don't owe them that. You see,
or you owe the people of the FCT?
It's the FCT. I'm doing what I'm doing, stage by stage. Finish from here, move to the next stage. See, there are people you cannot satisfy. You cannot satisfy. So don't bother. Be focused. Do the work you want to do. I have planned what I'm going to do, what we're going to do by next year. I have told Mr. President, this is my plan. By next year, see this. Mr. President, 2026, see what I'm going to do. Mr. President, by the time your first tenure ends in 2027, see where we are.
So you are planning a security command and control center in the FCT?
Yes, of course. But I don't want to let out the cat from the bag. But yes, it's true. But the details, I will not let you know. These are things that we want to surprise people. See what are doing in the rural areas and the rest. But you see, Shehu, of this night was important. This night, for Nigerians to know. Anybody saying that they should remove, take for example. They said I'm controlling PDP National Working Committee. It's not true. The same people had a press conference that should remove my cousin. Yet I'm controlling them. You know, they blow hot and cold. Today it favors them here. Yes, you are controlling National Working Committee. Today I don't favor them. National Working Committee, they are doing the right science wiki. If I have anybody, he's not a Nigerian. He should not be appointed. And let me tell anybody who cares. If I don't care what you think, you can never intimidate my cousin. Go and ask me. You can't. It's his blood. He will do the right thing. It is blood. It's like I am. You cannot intimidate me. Nobody can. Nobody has that capacity. Nobody born of a woman can tell me that you will do this in 20 minutes for what? So if you are thinking that you bring that propaganda that because you get, take him to Sokoto, take him to Katsina, take him to Bauchi, he will stand firm.
They are alleging that you are working with your cousin, and those are the allegations the PDP said. With your cousin there,
yes.
And your alliance with the APC, you work for the APC government. That you are going to
mention. If you can mention those who say alliance, I will tell them these are the people who are working for APC. I think I've told you here. Let any governor, let any top-ranking PDP person, not has voice, come out on national television. Okay, I have facts about you. You are working for APC. I have never denied that I did not support Asuwaju. I never denied. I can tell you those who came to me to lobby me for who to go and support Asuwaju before even I had decided. But time has not come. I will speak about that at the appropriate time. Now that's what here.
Let me ask you, are you worried? Because there are those who say the PDP government is better than this government that you are working with. And that Nigerians have not experienced a more harsher conditions of living than what you have. And you are in that cabinet. There are those who will say this is the worst that we have seen in terms of economic development in this country.
Okay, let us start from somewhere. The worst. Let's start from FCT. Tell me what is the result. PDP was there. Last government was there. You see, you don't make a general statement. Okay, let us start from where you are. Or what was the result?
But they say Nigeria.
Hold on now. No. First of all, you said PDP government. You said general government. This is the worst. I have not come to that. So okay, no problem. Let's take it state by state. So that before I will not answer you generally, let's take here. How do you compare this government in FCT and general government? Then I will now go into what you said. Answer me.
Well, this is just.
Oh, please now. No.
We're talking about a federal.
I'm coming now.
We're talking about the economy.
Look. Shehu, you know the problem we
You are just a minister.
Don't have a mindset. When you have a mindset, that's the problem we're having. You said PDP government was better than this government. Last government was better than this government. And this is the worst in terms of, I said, look, okay, I'll come to that. No, but in doing that, let's start from where I superintend now.
Governor Wike, we are out of time.
Yes, no. Let me tell you. But I also want to tell you, the problem with Nigeria is that we don't go back memory. What did this government meet? How was the country? How was the state of the economy? And I will tell you the simple truth. I'm sorry, some people will not be happy about it. The present government did not reveal the decay of the economy of this country as when they take over. With all due respect, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Things were very bad.
In fact, as I can speak to you, but for the efforts they are doing, you see, when things are bad, it takes time. And you know, Nigerians are also not patient. I don't like to hear excuses. I don't care that it was bad. You come to redeem it. So redeem it. We don't know the steps you take, how long it will take.
We're totally out of time now.
Thank you. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Shehu. I'm very sorry, Shehu.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Governor Nyesom Wike, a former governor of Rivers, said, a sitting minister, the minister of the Federal Capital Territory. Thank you. It's a pleasure having you join us.
Thank you, Shehu. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, that's our show for tonight. Everyone, many thanks for watching.
My goodness. Hey! Lord have mercy. Jeez. Wow. I cannot believe this man is not only is he prideful, the pride when he gets, God forbid, to fiakwa. Look at the way this man is talking, bragging. Nah. Somebody needs to clip this guy's wings. My goodness. What have we enabled in Nigeria? This is terrible, oh. This is terrible. Abdul, you're so right. Power intoxicates. That intoxication is what you are witnessing with Wike right now. You demonize your own party. And I'm not saying his party is perfect anyway. They're all the same. But you demonize your own party just because, God for, oh my, this is filth. This is beyond filth. This man is speaking from every corner of his mouth. Anywhere it take benefit, and now he go talk, go. Anywhere it take benefit, go. This one a person, papa. This one said go get grandchildren. Hey, Lord have mercy. Women, una dey careful, una dey born for. This one go get children. We have enabled nonsense in that country. I'm not sorry to say it. We have enabled which word are we find now? Mr. Ferreira, please come in because I'm at a loss for words. We have enabled rubbish in that country. How can one man just be talking as if he has all the powers, he can do and undo, holding grudges and even standing on it? Oh my God, it's a shame on us. Shame on us. Shame on us. We allowed.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can hear you, Mr. Ferreira. Can you hear me? Okay, let me post my link again. I can hear you clearly. I don't know if you can hear me. You might need to come out and come back in. We enabled this, so seriously, we enabled this. This crap we're seeing, we enabled it. It is our fault. It is our fault. You see what we're experiencing right in all of us. Now we cause them. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, hold on. I'm not sure if I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Yeah? Only in Nigerians.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I think I'm good now.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the man is a madman. I was
That
just
man is mad, oh. Mr. Ferreira, look at what we have enabled as Nigerians. That man is mad. He
we have
has,
totally lost
he's,
it.
oh my God. That man has lost it completely.
And these are the type of people ruling us.
Hi! And you say Nigeria will be delivered with this kind of people? God forbid.
No,
You
it's
hear
not
what
going
he's
to.
saying about 2026? This one is already planning. Security center, propaganda. Do you know what this? Oh my God. Mr. Ferreira, please talk. I beg. Now get the show. Now only you I see. Go ahead, though.
You see people like that. They until somebody hold them accountable for their madness. It's just gonna be everybody just keeping on the sideline watching these mad people misbehave. That's what's been happening. It's really crazy, man. It's really crazy. I don't even know what to say. It's astonishingly mad. You know, it's just it looks like it's just that it's Hitler mustache that's just keep. And it's the second guy that I've seen with that mustache. Are they trying to subliminally tell us that they are the Nazi party? The guy that says OT is not going to win the Abia State too had a Hitler mustache. Is that their new symbol? Because already Tinubu symbol is a swastika turned inward. It's really terrible, man. Earlier today, I was thinking about this country. I was thinking about 10 things that prove that Nigeria is a shithole country. And you just run down the headline, you just cry for that country. From the dam collapse, somebody giving money to the dam, to Tinubu in London hiding and then being smuggled in and out of an hospital in London today. To Dangote has to sell at a lower price. It's just the madness just go on. To the government giving the victims of the flood 10,000 naira, which is like about $6, $7.
10,000 naira. The rice, uncle. Which fire do they want to use to cook the rice inside that water?
Oh my God. Which is about $6. I say Amogbe. All crazy people like that, and like Akpabio, all of them, we are in trouble. There has to be a change. There must be. But they are helping us. Let them continue. But Nigerians too have to wake up, man. This sleep has been too long, so long. We've been sitting down for so long. It's real sad. It's real sad. I don't even know what to say. You can get literally a little bit depressed just hearing news coming out of that country.
Literally. You get it, but you take your time. You say literally, you're speaking English. Like you watch it and you're like crying, you're traumatized immediately. You have to knock off sometimes to go and cry for days. Get yourself together and then come back.
You just Google the word Nigeria and the type of headlines that the Nigerian news. And then you just read through the headlines. That's why I was thinking about 10 things that prove maybe you should start having a show that's called 10 things that prove Nigeria is a shithole at the beginning. And then you run through those headlines. And then you do another one called 5 things to say Nigeria is okay. And you can't find one single good news. It's madness. It is madness. I don't even know what to say. We are in trouble. We're in trouble. We need orientation. Because if it were a normal country, somebody like Wiki should not even be sitting in front of a journalist.
It should be rotting somewhere.
If someone like that now decide to sit in front of a real journalist, the type of questions they would throw at him.
I'm telling you, to rattle him.
He himself would not come back to that station again.
Lie. But they always go to Sheuna because Sheuna is their softball. Sheuna, their boy. The people sham aside anywhere they want.
Yeah, they just you sit in a real world. A real journalist will just begin to just throw those questions at you, and at the end of the day, you end up being a fool. Because not one single headline will come out. It will be like Onapasa addressing the press. But when you don't throw them tough questions and killer questions, Well, I don't even know what to say. No, seriously. Nigeria is gone beyond redemption.
That's true. Dino Melaye got suspended for anti-party activities.
What happened to Week? Why was
I
Week
don't
not
know what kind of. Let me bring that video up. Actually,
why Week was not suspended? Isn't that strange?
they say Wike was suspended for anti-party activities. I can't say shoo. Wike suspended. Oh, I
No,
didn't hear it before. Maybe I didn't hear it.
It is sad.
It is sad though. Let me bring it back.
Suspended, but what of Week? So that's why I keep telling all party supporters. I know there are so many loyalists out there. I think until, and I have a saying. Until I gotta find that saying. There's a saying. Sorry about that. Okay, video. Yeah, let me watch this video.
Breaking news of Vevekuve. PDP suspends Dino Melaye for anti-party activities. Ooh. Okay. What about Wike? Abi Wike is not doing anti-party activities. Wike that has said that in 2027 he's going to support Tinubu. Wike that in 2023 supported Tinubu instead of his what do you call it now? His candidates, whatever. Those ones are not anti-party activities. Wike that worked to see what they did in Rivers State. Those ones are not happy as some PDP members, more PDP members than other PDP members. Oh, girl. The People's Democratic Party has suspended one of its prominent members, Senator Dino Melaye, over alleged anti-party activities. According to a letter cited by Punch Online on Friday, the suspension was made by the World Party Executive Committee in Ayetoro, Ilu-Ogba, Ward 1, after reviewing the report of the disciplinary committee set up to investigate Melaye's actions. The resolution to suspend the senator read, Senator Dino Melaye's conduct has brought embarrassment and disrepute to the party, and his continued membership is no longer tenable. Therefore, the World Party ESCO hereby suspends Dino Melaye from the People's Democratic Party effective and immediately. The suspension, it continues, is in line with provision of Article 59, Section 1 of the PDP Constitution, which empowers the World Party ESCOs to take disciplinary actions against erring members. It appears that Melaye's recent actions were deemed detrimental to the PDP's interest and unity, prompting the suspension. The resolution to suspend the senator on Thursday, signed by the World Chairman Abayomi Osamika and World Secretary Yotsin Dayo read, the World Party Executive Committee of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Ayetoro, Ilu-Ogba, Ward 1, met on Friday, the 12th of September, 2024, to review the report of the disciplinary committee set up to investigate alleged anti-party activities against Senator Dino Melaye, a member of our great party. Recall that Senator Dino Melaye was invited to appear before the disciplinary committee on 20th August 2024 to answer to certain allegations of misconduct and anti-party activities in line with the provisions of Article 57, subsection 4 of the PDP Constitution. However, he failed to show up, disregarding the invitation and the authority of the party. After careful consideration and deliberation, the World Party ESCO resolved as follows. 1, that Senator Dino Melaye's failure to appear before the disciplinary committee constitutes a gross disrespect to the party and its leadership. 2, that his actions are in clear violation of the PDP Constitution and the principles of party discipline. 3, that Senator Dino Melaye's conduct has brought embarrassment and disrepute to the party, and his continued membership is no longer tenable. Therefore, the World Party ESCO hereby suspends Senator Dino Melaye from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, effective immediately. This suspension is in line with the provision of Article 59, subsection 1 of the PDP Constitution, which empowers the ward party ESCO to take disciplinary actions against area members. We urge all members of our great party to remain committed to the principles of party discipline and loyalty. We must work together to build a strong and united party capable of winning elections and serving the interests of our people. I thought I would read and see whatever this thing that it is that he committed would be out there. But of course, it wasn't out there. It's just going round and round and round. But the thing is that I'm not a member of PDP. Whatever they decide to do, hold PDP, they are just a bunch of whatever, a party that got into power and stayed there for, 16 years of PDP, right? And so they just couldn't, how do I put it? They just they don't know what it is to even be opposition. So they only know how to be in power and be arrogant about it, but to be opposition, they've not known how to be in opposition, so they just be all over the place. But looking at this, you think that if you're going to suspend, there are quite a number of people that ordinarily they should also be suspended. I know the former governor of Benue State, Autumn, had gone to publicly say that they were going to support Tinubu in 2027. And I think this was like last year. This was in 2023. He was saying it along the place where, what is his name? Wiki had put together some event and they were all out there. So how did you get to a place that you're suspending some people, you're not suspending other people? If there's going to be suspension of anti-party activities, then you suspend everyone. But hey, PDP is what it is. PDAPC, AP, PDP.
If you have a 700 plus credit score, you qualify for Chase's new program where you could access up to 100.
AP, PDP, PDAPC. They are all one and the same. They are the same party. They just have different branches. And so you just see them, all they're interested in is to just grab power for themselves and look for, as much as possible, the least competent person that will be there so that they'll be able to control that person and do whatever it is that they want to do. It's never really about, the greater good of the people or doing the right thing for the people. But, now PDP and their own wahala. We go shout, they hear, they watch them, they look them. They say, oh, girl, may they continue what it is, that they are doing. I really would have loved to have seen what it was that Dino had done, that they were, Senator Dino Melaye had done, that they were doing all of this. But at the end of the day, dear Nigerians, we must be invested in politics. We cannot fix Nigeria if we are not fixing politics. A lot of times they tell us that, politics is dirty. This is done to keep people away. It's conditioning. They condition you and make it, and then you don't even want to take part in politics. Or if you're doing something, they will try to smear you. They will accuse you of all sorts of things so that people will be saying, if they can do this to this person, what about me? One thing I always say to people, if your integrity is the one that you don't want to do anything so that they will not say you have done something, do you really have integrity? It is when you are there, they will accuse you of things and none of them will stick. They will keep accusing you. That's when you actually know you have integrity. Not to say that, I'm not going to do it at all, because that's what they're doing to ensure they get people to the place where people are saying they're not going to participate, they're not going to be part of it, they're not going to do that. Hey, that's not what you should be looking at. That's not what your position is. All of us, we must be invested in politics. We must get a critical mass of people in politics that we know we do the right thing. We give us good governance, accountability, and transparency. We do the needful for us. And then when we have that critical mass, some of us cannot decide, okay, we can just go and relax and sleep. But right now, there is fire on the mountain, and we do not have that option of relaxation and sleeping. And at this stage, I must say to you, thank you so much for watching.
I don't hear no excuse, no darling. Everybody has to get involved. That's the only way. If everybody keeps quiet and keeps standing aside and look, they look from far distance. They say, "Na kuku sabi, omo." You think it's not going to come and bite you? It will.
It will.
Time. Go ahead.
It will. Is that getting to that critical mass that I'm interested in? We have to. I don't know how we do it, but it's gather every day with all these people. they are not keeping quiet in their own campaign, and there are misinformation and misleading pronouncements left and right. You know, is it true that Obi said he wouldn't mind to be VP? I thought Voice of Nigeria was saying something
I
like
don't think he said that. I think they just made that. Did he say that? Wait a minute. Let me pause. I
in
don't know.
Voice of the People, one of those Nigerian
said
radio
it?
station.
Okay, I don't know if
I don't trust
didn't see
anything
like
that
but
comes
I
from
assume it was
Nigeria.
fake. But I guess he would say something like whatever it's going to take to move Nigeria forward. I don't know. I don't know if he said it or not, to be honest. Maybe somebody who knows in the comment section can respond. I'm not
They
sure.
said 20, I'm looking at it now, 2027 merger. I will be willing to be vice president. Peter Obi gives conditions. That's on VOP 90.3 FM website, YouTube website. I think they
There was
just
a misquote from Sahara. I thought I saw, yeah. They always wanting to push one propaganda or the other about it.
it was a
It was a
propaganda.
misquote. They misquoted it. Yeah.
Nigeria.
Because Peter Obi is more effective as the president. I'm sorry. You'll be more because the vice president in Nigeria has no powers.
That's
It's
true.
like a
Houseboy.
Like a
I don't
PA.
believe this
I mean,
problem is unsolvable. We have to. Are we even increasing in number, or we are falling in number? That's what I want to know. That's why mobilization counts, and mobilization under what? I know B is trying. We got to. I don't even know, because these people in that 2027 is the only way forward. If that's the only way forward, we have to go wait for them there, or if another way can come, which I don't even know. It's hard to pinpoint, man. I'm even speechless, to be honest with you. I just know that country is sick beyond words. You know, it's really sad. We are so divided, and I look at the strength of each of those political parties, and it saddens me, whether they are opposition party or the ruling party, the kind of drama that goes in within the party in itself. It's just a glimpse of what it will be if any of those parties are actually in charge. So it's the entire Nigerian political movement brain that needs to be removed by a surgeon, and something better planted there. Something far, far better. That's all you can say. How you can get a country where there's not one simple good news? If people their house get flooded, your government say they will give you only $6.
rice. Only $6 good. Rice on top of water. They eat raw rice.
Not that they've arrested the person that got the money to repair the bridge. They are indicting somebody. They are suing somebody. Oh God, we get problem.
I'm telling you, yeah, that's true. Victor, he said that he's only interested in he's not interested in any measure that will hijack power. You're right about that. He's only interested in measures that will pull Nigerians out of poverty. Yeah, Okay, Zipporah said no, he did not. It was a twisted misquote of the interview. He gave a central. I knew it was. He said something to that because we were asking him if he was interested in working with other people, and I remember him. Victory just nailed it. Like, yeah, he's interested in measures that will pull people out of poverty. Yeah, that's true for clickbait. You're right. Nigerians are not ready yet.
The suffer has not reached them yet. I heard somebody said they
When
just
the
came back
shege
from
banga
Nigeria.
becomes so unbearable, we know what.
Everybody will take a U-turn.
Tracy is very scarce, so to see good news for Nigeria now, it be like a needle for haystack.
Yeah,
that's what it's like. No good news at all. Meanwhile, your president went to receive healthcare in London.
Healthcare, sneaking in and sneaking out of an hospital.
Sneaking in, like a fossil.
It's so sad. It's sad. And there are people still defending them.
Oh yeah, they will continue to defend them because that's where their source is coming from. That's how they get. That's how they get fed. It's all about stomach infrastructure. They don't care. It's selfish. Every leader, top to bottom in Nigeria, is selfish. Top to it's sad, but it's the reality. They're all self-centered. It's about greed. It's about gluttony.
Greed.
They don't care. They don't care. They're
At
not
least we
interested.
know that for the politicians. What about these people supporting them?
They are even the worst. They are the ones that are telling them, don't worry, press on, we did your back. We did your back, carry go, nothing do you. Now then they ginger them. They say no mind now because you not get position. If you give him a position now, you go keep quiet.
Yeah.
Remember that guy that came out during when Atiku came out to run, that guy that came out and was saying coming up with stories about Atiku, that Atiku's children are positioning themselves and all of that. Now you know he was paid to do all of that
Yeah.
because they gave him a position. I think he works with him. What's his name? The minister for what do they call this minister?
Minister for Information.
No, the one in charge of airports.
Oh, yeah, aviation or whatever.
Aviation,
I know.
Minister for Aviation. What's his name?
That's a loudmouth lawyer.
That loud man one too. Very loud man one.
Horrible lawyer. What's his name? Festus Kumoyo.
Keyamo, exactly. That one, he's working with him now. To tell you he was paid, he was all paid. They did it intentionally to wreck. I mean, not that I really wanted the article because to me, that man doesn't have what it takes to be. He's been around for so long. He sabotaged Jonathan. Jonathan begged him, he refused. So for that, I can't see myself. So unbelievable. Eh? Look at where we have gotten ourselves to in Nigeria. Just imagine.
It is sad. I think this Edo election, although I'm not interested, I think Edo election has been a major distraction. Let them finish that and let people. I hope they let the vote count and not do another magic. So, but whatever they do, I just think it's been a major distraction to focusing on the central. Because a lot of people just discuss this Edo and the ruling party is trying to pull its muzzle there. It is terrible, I'm telling you. I said today, I just listed 10 things to prove that Nigeria is not a country. I just list, I will easily, within 3 seconds, I've picked 10 terrible news that are coming out from that country. 10 terrible news. Yeah, from DSS arrest Ajero. If they arrest, that will make their punishment because those are the people failing the country, not just Tinubu, that labor man Ajero. When they had the chance to strike, they went and collect money for hand and betrayed the labor unions. You know, and that hardship is not hard enough. Let it continue. There's just so many terrible headlines.
Well, it is what it is. I think we brought it on ourselves.
Yeah.
We allowed this. When I say we, I'm not talking about you and I.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The people, yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody can only abuse you for as long as you let them.
For as long as you let them. So we allowed them to continuously abuse us to this point. We kept adjusting with every yeah, you can join the studio. You use the link above. I just shared the link now. Again,
You know,
anyone
person would only continue to abuse you for as long as you allow them.
exactly. You understand? So they'll continue to abuse you, and we have enabled them. We've allowed them to continue to abuse us. That's why we're where we are. You know, otherwise, which mouth we can get? Look at how he's boasting.
It is sad that
It's
such
so
a person
sad.
could even come on TV and talk.
Exactly. And talk about, oh, I will do this. He's not going to, he's the wreck, the INEC wreck is his cousin. You're not even afraid you are saying it, that the INEC wreck is your cousin. That's what they did to his cousin. Oh my
If
God.
that was a normal country, that in itself would be enough for an
It's
immediate
enough
arrest.
ground. Exactly.
But we are in the zoo, so until we understand that we are in the zoo, and zoo animals are roaming, my psychiatric patient has taken over the psych ward. So, but we got to come up with a plan to get them out. If it's going to be through election, we need to mobilize more than we are doing. And I don't like this partisan style of politics whereby we're not uniting, or the argument is always my thief is better than yours theory. That's not going to help us. We need a total revolt of the whole system, or to a total preaching to Nigerians that, look, it's not just political leaders that are the problem. You, the people too, are the problem. And collectively, let us make a U-turn. Until we do that, I don't see where else going. If it's this every 4 year thing, go vote. We go this say inside. We go take for inside this problem. I don't tell you. We go take.
They are welcome. Oh, I don't know what you have to say. We're discussing.
Let him talk. Let me quiet for a while.
Yeah, we're discussing. This guy is not here. I thought this guy was going to be here with you, Tony, and the rest of. You're the reason why I scheduled this. You know that, right?
I thought so too. He was sort of, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
something.
that's okay.
Yeah.
They are welcome. Oh, greetings. Welcome to the live show.
Yeah, thank you very much. My brother, I step in few minutes and you are already, saying truth to power. Like I always say, Nigeria have descended so low. I posted something on my Twitter page. I said, since Jonathan handed over Nigeria to APC, we haven't have rest of mind. Nigeria have not been the same. I don't know if you noticed, the handover of May 31st, 2015 was the biggest mistake of Nigeria. Since then, we went backward and backward. I tell you this, Nigeria cannot get their country back through election. Do you know what Tinubu did when he came?
I don't mean to interrupt you. That's what I've been saying. Not as things are presently. Continue. Make I no interrupt you. I beg. I'm sorry.
You know what Tinubu did? When he came, he systematically changed all the INEC officials state by state. For instance, the IREF person that is going to administer Edo State election is Wike cousin. And you know the relationship with Wike and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You see, so I keep telling people the political leaders have something to provide. The ordinary Nigerians on the street also have a role to play. Let's look at this. Tinubu is a very strategical human being. Do you see how he systematically ring out Peter Obi? Systematically. What he did was, okay, I'm not popular in the South. Now, in the northern part, they are very big on religion. With this T element, the candidates was gone. And so for me, election, if we are going to rely on election, I will be lying to myself. All the returning officers that will be in Edo State next Saturday, most of them are former APC members. They are close to one family in Aso Rock. So I now laid the complaint to our campaign council. They say they have a plan to tackle it. Because most of those people, they are not even going to one of the plans they say is that we are going to check their ballot paper as it's going to arrive in Edo. So meaning the INEC that's supposed to be an independent institution is being bastardized. Is being bastardized. I mean, I told somebody that if Tinubu succeed 4 years, we are not going to have any political parties in Nigeria. Look at the Labour Party. Literally divided into two right now. You don't know which one is the authentic. Should we even talk about the PDP? PDP is going down by the day. That is who Tinubu is. You understand? So when people are talking about election 2027, I say no. Tinubu is just going to write results and declare himself. So one of the things I think is to mobilize like minds Nigeria. That was why when the Emba governor protest was going on, they were hosting spaces, giving Tinubu dates. They were going to call so and so day. I say no. Before you do that, Tinubu will have a backup plan to sweep everything into the dustbin. I say what you do with people like Tinubu is to catch them unaware with a large number. Like, let's say tomorrow morning now, we have like 2 million people occupying Aso Rock. Tinubu is a gunner. I don't know if you understand me. 2 million people occupying Aso Rock without him first having information. We cannot escape it. But, that is why I say, even he's so strategic that he even influence people who are, religious leaders, traditional institutions, activists. So the country is almost collapsing. It's almost collapsing. That is why I tell somebody, even though I'm supporting Aso Ighodalo, it might take the grace of God for us to skate through the election. Because this is the first election that Tinubu will be administering as president of Nigeria. The first as president of Nigeria, the very first election. So the country is gone. I I pray that our people themselves put themselves up. Today, how much is €1? Let me see. Or even $1. Let me see.
So I think it's about 2002 something.
Just imagine that. Yeah, let me see. Because we don't know what. Okay, today rate is almost about 2,000. I kid you not. If Peter Obi was president and $1 is going to 2,000, the street of Lagos will be filled up. But what Tinubu has successfully to do today is, if you are protesting, you are being locked up. So it's almost as if Nigeria is at the crossroad and they don't know what is about to be. So another thing I would say is, we in the diaspora, we also have a major role to play, a major one. Because if we leave it to them who are at home alone, Tinubu will use them for sacrifice. Are you aware now, sir, that everybody's details is now being tracked to the office of the National Security Advisor, Nuri Badu? Which is not supposed to be so. He said the NIN, the BVN, and all of that, the National Security Advisors to President can I have full access to those information? I'm like, which kind barbarian country we come dey? So meaning, if I'm speaking against the government, you can just come and pick me up in my house and say, I got you. The days that we witnessed these things were during Abacha times. So it's quite unfortunate to see somebody who was a pro-democratic freedom fighter in Nigeria turn to a Agbada military man. It's quite unfortunate.
Very sad.
Very sad.
Very sad. Very sad.
Nah. So that one also brings me the question. Are we sure that pro-democratical activists, I'm talking about the Nadecos now, do they really do it for the interest of Nigeria, or they did it for the interest of themselves? Because if you look at people like Wole Soyinka, I'm so disappointed. And these are people that we knew that they fought, I would say they fought for democracy. But the level they have descended, I can call names like Bisi Akonde, Bola Tinubu, Wole Soyinka, Faro Wale Edu. Like these people, like, it blows my mind. Like, you people fought for democracy. Like, why are you doing this to the younger generation that are not, suitable with your style of governance? It's
To
so
them,
bad.
they are yielding the benefit of democracy that they fought for. So the rest of you, that's your problem. I think. Continue, brother.
That is selfishness. It's come from a place of selfishness, Idemida. It's come from a place of everybody. You guys can go kick rocks. It was done. They had selfish intentions. They were doing all that democracy. Was all from a selfish place. It was to enrich their pockets. They knew what they were doing all along. Mr. Omori, welcome, sir. Good evening. Great to have you here. I'll come to you in a minute. Let Idemudia finish, but you can jump in at any time as well.
Greetings to everybody on the panel and our viewers.
Welcome, sir. So good to have you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So when I see pro-democratical leaders who even fought for June 12 during the 1993 election, I always ask, what happened? Is it that when you go into government, the money that you see there turns your mind? Because, even in Anambra State, right, Professor Chukwuma Soludo was one of the best CBN governors that we have in Nigeria. He reformed the banking industry. He was very key when OBJ was merging the smaller banks to form a bigger banks then in 2003. Soludo was very instrumental in that, But today, his style of governance in Anambra State, I can't comprehend for somebody who is one of the best professors you can find in this country. I'm just saying, Soludo is probably like top 5 professors in Nigeria, the whole of Nigeria. He's one of the best students from Nsukka. Even the likes of Peter Obi don't come close to his CV. So when I see these people's style of governance, I'm like, what is going on? Is it our constitution that is bad, or there is something fundamentally wrong? That was what I asked Donald Duke. If you are the former governor across Calabar, he told me that most of those people have a bigger agenda, right? Some of them is like, okay, I'm the governor of this state now. I want to be president. I want to be vice president. I want to be a senator. That's mostly the goal. Because I'm very disappointed in somebody like Soludo, who is a erudite professor in Nigeria. You know, I was wondering, why will a trader perform way better than a actual professor? You know, I think professors should please leave us alone now. All the professors we have in Nigeria that held a very sensitive position in Nigeria, they failed us all. Professor Iwo is on record to have conducted the most worst election in 2007. Yar'Adua even alluded to the fact it was a sham election. Till today, we cannot provide the result of Osunbo and Oshomole's election. Even the one with Peter Obi in 2003. These are professors. I'm like, is there something wrong with that course? Sorry to the prof in the house, please. You know, they just seems to be dealing with our country. You know, so even Yakubu Mahmoud, prof, Maurice Iwu, prof, you know, I almost went into tears when I knew that Wike was a live bencher, a lawyer, behaving like a thug. It's quite unfortunate. Let me hear it for now.
Yeah, bro. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I actually came in because of what you said. In the course of your discussion, you made mention of you said something about your campaign council. I don't know where you belong,
Yes.
the APC, PDP, or Labour Party in Edo State.
PDP.
Okay, that's fine. To not be fair, if I ask you what part of Edo are you from, so that is not even the
No,
subject of.
I'm from Edo Central, Esan Northeast, Uromi.
Okay, cool. So, I want to know if you were from Edo. I want to ask you something about the game the Labour Party candidate is playing in Edo State. Do you see a relationship between Akbata and APC? Do you see
Yeah.
dangerous game the APC is trying to use Akbata to play in Edo South? Do you have the feelings that Akbata is working for the APC?
Yeah, okay. You know, Edo South is actually the component of winning election. The Ikpobaha Egon Oriedo. Now, Akbata is from the Oriedo axis, right? Now, what APC is trying to achieve is to divide the vote that will come from these three local governments. You know, APC also already have a strong ground in Edo North, unshakable local government.
Because of
Those
the factor.
yes. Now, the vote coming from Edo North is untouchable. And those votes, don't forget, they can rival the vote coming from Edo South. Now, with Akpata splitting Aswa Ihodalo's votes, that will give APC edge. Now, in Edo Central,
I'm aware of all this analysis. I understand the political equation. I'm also from Edo. The reason why I'm asking this question is, now people are talking about 2027. A lot of us just take whatever politicians say on the face value. We all have to wear our thinking cap. We have to look deeper than what they are telling us. When I see people fighting on different fora, you know, this and labor and this and that, we're fighting ourselves, you know, for their own interests. These politicians don't mean well for the people. When they come together to decide, there are a lot of things people don't know about this Obi movement, Obedient movement, Obaseki, and all that. Do you even know? People don't know the relationship between Obaseki and Obi. Even to Obaseki's wife, during Obaseki's wife was an obedient movement, right?
Right.
So the movement of Obaseki's family, I can tell you the number of persons that were sponsored under Labour Party when Obaseki wasn't sure of his stance in PDP. You understand? I'm a grassroots person. I did a lot of local politics before I left, and I understand how these things work. Now, are we going to continue in this same rhetoric? Are we going to continue like this in this same argument? And 2027 is around the corner. We go into election with this same institutions in place. They tell you go to court. At the end of the day, we'll go to court and we are back to square one. Are we going to continue like this? The Bible says, "The will remain in sin, and they will continue in sin that grace may abound." How prepared are we to change the narratives? And we just say we're talking about the problem. Everybody knows the problem. What is the way forward? What is the headway? What arrangement are we making instead of fighting ourselves? I mean, do you know the one thing I always say? Every opportunity that I have, I tell people, the politicians are not as powerful as you think. They merely take advantage of the gullible followers they have, to lord it over us. They know how to play the card. When they are together, when he favors them, when he suits them, they don't argue. They don't play the religious, ethnic card and all that. When it has to do with the people, they would divide us along, various, ground, religious ground, ethnicity, whatever, tribalism, whatever. We'll start fighting. I ask people, I see, we should, like Ferreira said earlier, I thought we were not going to go below what we had during Obi. I didn't see Obi's result, though the result that were allocated to Obi, that was not the true reflection of the people's mandate. But after I was off the social media for some time. When I had the courage to come back, I realized that it wasn't a complete failure. But what I was saying is we should not go beyond this. If we could do this within a few months of Johnny Labor, this man could achieve this, that is all for Nigeria. I think from the way things are going, we have even gone far below that. And I thought we could really build on that. And that reminds me of this. If I say this, a lot of people are not comfortable with this. They will see me like somebody that doesn't like Obi. I like Obi, for who he is, for his credibility, for his integrity. He has a lot of things going for him. But then, there's a missing link here. I think Obi can be likened to Jonathan. Even the Aswan Godalo we have in Edo State now. Professional-wise, they're okay. Credibility-wise, no stain, no this, no that, which is good. But it's not enough. These are necessary conditions for politics, especially in an African factor like Nigeria. But they're not sufficient enough to give you the political power. And if you don't have the political power, you will merely just be on the fence and, we'll just be talking and it will not take us anywhere. That brings me to the idea of, instead of, when you mention people like Shoguri, people just feel it's a paperweight, he doesn't know nothing, he has no experience, they have they're entitled to their opinion. But there's something you cannot take from that young man. For the past 3 decades, consistency, doggedness, and courage. So instead of, I attended a platform when somebody was saying, since the political environment is not good for people like Obi should just resign and allow Nigeria to suffer. I said, no, this is the time to continue. But when they start coming up with the narrative that he's a good leader, I'm not trying to condemn him, but he has to take it to another level. The Messiah that will come and rescue Nigeria, I understand their sentiment, though. I understand their feelings, though, considering where he's coming from. The trajectory, the political trajectory before and after the Civil War and the sentiment, the segregation, the discrimination and everything. I understand. But we need a leader that will not care about his business. He will not care about his family. He will not care about his life. When you're talking about taking power, people, Nigerians will come up. I praise what is happening somewhere in Senegal or somewhere in Africa, where somebody fought. He was ready to die. He was incarcerated. When he was in detention, he couldn't make it. The deputy was asked to deputize for him. A few days to election, he was able to win the election. You applaud that. But if you want to defend or be like, oh, if he says this, if he goes beyond what he's saying, they will castrate him, they will kill him, they will send him to jail. And nobody, are we really ready? Are we really ready? So I'm not here to condemn Obi. What I'm here to say, we need everybody on board. Like in America, like I always say, we had the likes of Martin Luther King, who believe in gentle approach. He said only light can drive away darkness. Darkness cannot drive away darkness. He didn't believe in though he was against the killing of the blacks and the discrimination against the blacks, but he had a different approach. He didn't believe in shoot me, I shoot you back. Malcolm X was a different human being. Oh, that was one of the greatest problem he had with Martin Luther King. How will you be talking about peace when they are killing our people, when they are using a rifle to shoot, to kill our people? You cannot be talking of peace when there is no justice. So Martin Luther King had a different approach. So people are different. You cannot force people to be what they are not. So I cannot force Obi to be like a Showere. So we need everybody on board. Can we begin now to build bridges among all these people, towards the same goal and objective? Instead of you coming to condemn the lives of Showere, I repeat, I have been saying it and I repeat here tonight. If Showere had gotten the 6 million, would be hard. Number one, Showere will not go home and sleep that night. Number two, Mahmoud will not have the courage to do what he did at that nocturnal hour of about 2, 3 a.m. when people were asleep. Showere and his foot soldiers, they will be in and out of that hall. And the information from outside will be reaching them inside, because if they do otherwise, they won't be able to leave that place. They'll be stampede. So I know him for what he can do. Now they're threatening that he should not come back to Nigeria. Don't be surprised that Showere will wake up one day. He will walk into that lion's den. So we need people like that will be able to, people told you in the last election that power is not given a la carte. Nobody gives you political power anywhere. Even in America, you have to fight for it. You have to grab it and run with it. So I have no personal, grudges against anybody. Let's not begin to build network. Let us not scandalize those that have the courage to do what we are doing. We cannot look, they are human beings like us. So whether it's not perfect, he has his own, defect, he has his own shortcomings. Instead of castigating them, instead of breaking them down based on what they have not done, as human beings, as a result of the mistakes they have made, can we begin to encourage them to build on their strong points so that we can have the Nigeria of our dream? This is just my humble submission, sir.
I say you've spoken well. You've outlined the key facts. You're not. I mean, to grab this country, to take this country back, there has to be a bigger movement than what we currently have on ground. All these, PDP, LP, Labour Party, and all, they're not mobilizing enough. There's something else got to give, and the objective has to be very clear. But this voting every year, if that's the way you're going to just leave it like that, we'll just be voting for voting's sake, and nothing will change. It will get worse more.
Right. For me,
and if you get to a point, the people who do the voting year in and year out will get discouraged, and there will be apathy, the feelings that even if I vote, what's going to happen? If you see the reason Nigerians,
it's already there.
Right.
Apathy is already there.
Here's something. I mean, I was listening to you, Mr. Mori, when you were talking, right? And for me, at this point, I have said it before on here, my mind is very open. I like what Showore is doing, right? Just like you said, we don't have to completely love everybody. Everybody has faults. I faulted Showore during Peter Obi's we were campaigning. I faulted him very well. But I do see the use, the purpose. I see the purpose that he brings. And at this point, I agree that coming together and forming a unified front, because the truth is we can work and chew gum at the same time. I have said consistently here that I don't even see an election in 2027. I keep saying it. I already have that vote. I don't know. People who vote in Nigeria, I guarantee you, people are not going to come out enthusiastically and vote like they normally vote. The INEC chairman is still there. Okoye is still there. All the INEC people are there. Wike is now REC chairperson. What do they call it? Right? REC official. We are in a mess. There's no way we can vote ourselves out of this. All the political parties in Nigeria are messed up. There's no exception. Right? So for me, whatever solution Showore is bringing, I'm here for him. If Peter Obi decides I want to work towards 2027, I'm also here. Anyone will bring the desired result. My own thing is that I wish, like, all of them can come together, have a conversation, put ego aside, and really put the country first. I mean, Showore is coming to Nigeria, and they're already saying that they're waiting for him to arrest him in Nigeria. That's the kind of leader I would like, to be honest. Somebody who's ready to, like, you know what, we must get this country back. But I understand where, Peter Obi is there. I understand the sentiment surrounding Peter Obi, right? But I'm also thinking, what about everybody else who wants a leader who's going to, like, stand up for them and all? Peter Obi is not that person. Maybe he's not the one that's going to do it, which is fine. We can work and chew gum at the same time. We really need to do something about what's going on in Nigeria. We cannot continue like this. I personally don't believe the election is going to save us. I don't.
Thank you, Omoye. You see, this was what I had a lot of problem in the last dispensation. If you don't talk the way they want you to talk, they feel you are against Obi. No, I'm not against Obi. I saw the trend. I saw the support was not behind the Showore. So I wanted anything that could bring it back to remove this, old order. So Obi became my, next alternative. I just so much believe that an Obi presidency could create an enabling environment for the likes of Showore to emerge in the future. But a lot of Obi, they just wanted Showore to abandon his party, to join Obi in AP. Look at what is happening in AP today. I mean, I want to believe that such people they have to apologize to people like Showore, who had the foresight to say, no, I'm not going to join them in this special purpose, the vehicle. He wanted a landlord to abandon his house to join tenant in his one bedroom apartment, to fight.
I don't necessarily think that. Personally, I didn't expect him to abandon his party. If at all he didn't want to be a part of it, but he could have supported. He didn't have to abandon his. I'm not expecting. He has his own party, right?
Before I leave, I was thinking of this hypothetical situation in my head.
Mr. Ferreira, yes.
Although I hate hypothetical situation, do you think it is not with this Obi Showore situation? Do you think that if Obi has stayed in the Labour Party, be sorting Labour Party issues out, but at the same time be calling for demonstration like Showore, do you think the government will be a little bit more scared, or it will just be they feel not doing? They
would have turned it into an
It's hypothetical. Now the conversation has
they
always
would have
been
turned it into an ego thing, Mr. Ferreira. They would have labeled it. They would have labeled it immediately an ego thing.
I beg to disagree. They would have done so, but then this is
have done. Even
if they label it, do you think it would have had an effect?
Look at another thing. It will have yielded some results. You know why? You know why? Immediately after that election, the militant wing of a Labour, people that a lot of people lost their life during that election. So more people were ready to lose their life for any, were ready to damn any consequences, right? So they were just waiting for Obi to show leadership, So they all waited in vain. People were ready to hit the street. Then they have not consolidated. That was just the beginning of this Milocon saga.
Because Omoye and Mr. Morige and Mr. Abdul, right? Because I'm thinking that the people who can change this country are people who have the numbers behind them. If they chose to be daring, they have to be daring. They have to more like basically forgo their own life and business, as that man, as Mr. Morige said earlier. Then if let's look at a few people in the country that have the numbers behind them. All those churches, I'm sorry for anybody that's a Pentecostal Christian here, but all those population, when they do their convention like that, RSG or whatever, RGG, whatever they call themselves, if they can call their people out of their 20 million that go to their convention, if it's only 10 that came out, I think government will shake. The same thing, all these other parties, although they are all useless too, Kwasoko or Kwashonko or whatever his name is. Yeah, let's just call him Kwashonko for now. Kwashonko.
Thank God you are lucky Ovie is not here. Ovie will have eaten you wrong.
Okay, my brother, let me quickly say something here.
Yeah.
In 1993, when Moshood Abiola won the election,
yes,
he was the most popular candidate with the backing of Nigerian people. You see, as a leader, you have to be very careful on how you work because Nigerians are people that are very good in disappointing.
This is where I don't mean to cut you off, but this is where I disagree. I think every one of them is defining the problem wrongly. Why did you say that? And I like to use a car analogy for my description because that's the only way I can explain it. I don't have any other one. Okay, all of us are Nigerians, 200 million. Nigeria is our boss, is the boss. Do you understand? You need somebody to drive the bus. We are going somewhere. First of all of us are speaking different language. So basically right now, I don't know if we know where we're going, but we know we need to elect a driver who happens to be a president to drive us. But the problem Nigeria currently has now that a lot of people inside this bus are not seeing. And I'm wondering why the top-notch politicians too are not seeing it. That is, I'm talking Obi, Tinubu, Atiku, Kwasoko, and all those things. And the people in the bus, even the Nigerian people that are card-carrying members of political parties, is that the bus has no engine. So even if you elect a driver, the idea of the bus stop you're going to that is going to take you there is not there. So the conversation all of them should be having is the conversation of a movement. How do we build an engine first before we start talking about a driver? That's for me, that's the only thing that, and so if everybody is still, every election is just about driving, and you know what driving means in Nigeria, it means I get to go to the first bus stop first, my own bus stop first. I load myself and my people now, our local. You understand? But the key issue, I think, and I still always tell Obi supporters, I believe since that incident happened and they deny him in court, he should have started a movement. You understand? Good. Listen, this obedient movement thing is good, but at that point in time, and I saw something on my Facebook page, I'm going to my Facebook page to read that thing out because I quickly shared it. I said, this is what slogan I need to be using. So it should have started a movement, but later on, as this thing, petroleum, as things are getting worse, they should have turned the obedience movement into a disobedience movement. I saw this thing I'm not lying and I'm reading it straight. Disobedience is the true foundation of freedom. The obedience must be slaves. Henry Taure, I had to share it on my Facebook. I'll write it on the comment section. Disobedience is the true foundation of freedom. The obedience must be slave. Henry Taure is the one who wrote that. He should have turned the movement into a disobedience movement that wants to build an engine. And after our engine is built, we make it clear to whoever is driving that we are coming to break the wheel. We want to disown everything. The system doesn't work. We want to, I don't know. It's just, ideas are ideas, but it's not practical. Practicality is something else.
Yeah, you are very spot on. Yeah, you are very correct on turning the movement into a disobedient movement. But I like to compare numbers and reality, right?
That's right. Numbers and reality, yes. Go on.
If you look at Nigeria today, for you to hold down a government, you need numbers from the north.
That's true.
And that was what Peter Obi lacked. He did not have Peter Obi has southern obedience.
Yeah.
But the number in the north was scanty.
Okay.
It was
it wasn't scanty. He penetrated even the middle belt. He penetrated even part of the north, Kaduna and others.
Yeah, but he did, but he
didn't know what he had. He didn't know what he had.
But it's still scanty, so he's right. I would agree with this, Mr.
You understand me?
He penetrated, but he still is here and there.
You
Yeah,
see,
but
Kwankwaso.
building on that one would have been the next step, not allowing that one to diminish.
That's true.
Below
That
where
is
it
true.
was.
That is
That's
so
where the
true.
leadership, the courageous leadership comes in.
Yeah, not allowing
Yeah.
that one to diminish. You guys are right. That is the truth.
Yeah.
Continue.
Then, my brother, there is something that Kwankwaso had, right? He had most of those guys in the northern bloc, the Kwankwasia movement, in the northern bloc. Now, imagine if Peter Obi have something to merge with the Kwankwasia and the Obedient movement from south to north coming like this.
Bro,
Trust
but
me,
the Kwankwaso couldn't go beyond the one state of Kano. What are we saying here? He couldn't go
those
go
guys.
beyond the Kano.
Okay, let me give you something that happened in Kano. Do you know the day they wanted to declare APC in Kano as the winner of the APC election? The
Judges have
court
to run
judges.
away.
So
The
those
judges
guys
have to
are
do
very
it. They have to do it by
Zoom.
zone. Sorry, I don't know what
Yeah.
this name.
So those guys here, they are very brutal. And somebody told me, I was calling my friend, his name is Aminu, a very strong Kwakwasia guy. The day they wanted to declare Supreme Court, he showed me a long stick. And he told me that all the Kwakwasia movement people are coming out with this stick. That they are going to beat judges today if they don't make the right decision.
Now there's a contradiction in what you are saying. So if within a state, Kwankwasia could do that, you talk of a number and reality, right? Obi had more than what the Kwankwaso had. 6 million is nothing compared to the few. Could Kwankwaso gather up to 2 million? No, I'm not sure. It wasn't even up to 1 million.
No. Okay, let me explain. Peter Obi had.
You cannot give what you don't have. That is the simple truth, my brother. Obi does not have. He doesn't have what we talk. You know what we're talking about? The courage. To muster. I mean, to get this muster. He doesn't have it, and I don't blame him for it. It's a different.
Peter Obi had the courage, but what was lacking was he did not have core northern obedient rascals. Let me use the word rascal, like the way Kwankwasia
Are you saying the radicals cannot come from the south? Is that what you believe?
No, don't turn it to an argument. Listen to what he's saying. He does not have the core radical leaders from the north. Listen to what he's saying.
Yes, you understand me?
No, it's not an argument. I think we are rubbing minds. I'm learning from what he's saying.
No, from the south, it will be neutralized with tribalism. There will be an Igbo man wants to turn an election that a Yoruba man wins. Tinubu is very good at that. We saw it in Lagos, right? So now, then what was lacking here was the political will. That is where I agree with you. Peter Obi could not summon courage to do that. Now, and you also have to look at where Peter Obi is coming from. He's coming from the southeast, and he's already disadvantaged.
Yes.
Will Peter Obi people stand with him if anything happens? Definitely no. You have
the home is even worse. The people that will bring him out will come from the same southeast.
Thank you very much. So Peter Obi was at the double-edged sword. Now, what I expected Peter Obi to do, that I think he kind of failed, but not certainly failed, right? He could have made the move of Berlusconi. If you are conversant with Italian politics, Berlusconi failed the 1997 election. What he did was he traversed the place that he failed in. When I mean traverse, he went and mobilized people from the zone in Italy where he failed in, right? By going to he's from the northern Italian. He went to the southern Italian. Now, what I expected Peter Obi to do was to go and do a mass movement in the north. Something like a register or something, like mass movement, having the numbers I'm
Yeah,
making sure you have.
I think he's trying to penetrate by trying to show them love, some projects and everything. But the understanding in the north is different from the understanding in the south. The level of understanding in the north, I will tell you the secret of northern politics. I did my youth service in Bauchi. You know where their support come from? You see those imam on that Friday mosque. That one you see, it's almost like a one-way traffic. That imam you think is nobody. Once they make pronouncement, you were like, now I think we gave Obaseki power. People feel he has not performed up to their satisfaction based on who is talking. He had the right to say no, this is not. But it doesn't work that way in the north. Once IBB pronounce something, for example, somebody like that Kwakwaso pronounce something, they see their leaders, religious and political leaders, as demigods. Once they make those are imams, once they pronounce something, they go en masse towards that pronouncement. So it's going to take a time for somebody like Obi to penetrate. It's going to take a time, but then my greatest worry is can we not begin to tell our people, even in this, let's start with what we have. They say charity begins at home. Now let us begin to tell our people. A lot of people on social media, even the educated ones, if you see them fighting, if you see them falling for the traps set by our politicians, you will be amazed. You'll be surprised that most of us are even worse than the politicians we blame. Now that we know that they divide us along the religious line, along the political affiliations and all that, can we not begin to orientate our people? Let them know that the greatest poverty is the poverty of the mind. So the greatest thing we need now is to reorientate our people. Let them know that the Obasanjo presidency has not made life better in any way for the average Yoruba man from Egbaland. The Buhari presidency has not made life more comfortable or better for an average man from Daura. So the Emiloko presidency is not in any way going to make life better for the Yoruba man, for the average man from the Yoruba land. My sister, I've been saying this for some time now. My sister went to Lagos a few months ago. She has not been there for a long time. As soon as the landlord set his eyes on her, he was chasing my sister around everywhere. Like, he didn't want people to know. He wanted to borrow 4,000 naira. They have not eaten. The family has not eaten from morning till that evening my sister got there. That one is not an Igbo man. So can we not begin to let people know that we should not always fight? When she's trying to turn it like a tribal war, let them know that the war in Nigeria is not a tribal war. It's a class war. It's between the only major tribes is the tribe of the rich and the tribe of the poor. The tribe of the elite and the tribe of the tribe of the oppressed and the tribe of the oppressor. So until we begin to make this thing sink into our senses, a lot of us are still falling into that tribal bigotry or religious bigotry. That is not the issue. Now, is there any special market where Yoruba man has preferential treatment to buy gas at the gas station? No. Is there any a special market for Yoruba man where they buy things cheaper? No. So this is just my my concern. Instead of when you see somebody from the east, somebody like Shogure is talking because you feel he's talking because he's a Yoruba guy, you just gang up to finish him. Now you can't even allow him to land. You don't want to listen to him. You just feel, he's a tribal bigot. So therefore, you don't want to listen to the message. Whether it's good or bad, you don't even want to allow him to land before you crucify him. So this one is not helping our people too. Because they say he who fails to plan has already planned to fail. The Nigerian people, from my own discussion in different fora, I want to believe that we don't even know what we want. So we have to agree on what we want before we talk of how we hope to achieve, where we're going and how we hope to get there. Hello, bro.
I think maybe his connection or something went off.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back. But I mean, this is great conversation, absolutely. Because I don't know, we need to have, me personally, like I said before, anything that's going to move Nigeria forward. Because the way it is right now, I don't see anything moving forward. Even with the election, to be honest, with the same people. the same people. Nothing changed. So what's the guarantee that you're going to get the right results? There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee at all. It's like pouring water in a basket.
Yes. This idea of it doesn't, see one thing people don't even know about Shogori. Let me disclose something to you today. That guy may not actually want to be the president. They are seeing him as a catalyst that will speed up those that did the chemistry will tell you there's a catalyst in chemical reaction that speed up the reaction. It might just be the catalyst needed. It could just take the risk for somebody. He doesn't. If you look at the kind of person he is, that guy's ready to die for what he believes, right? So he might just make that sacrifice like Martin Luther King did for Americans, to have their freedom. Though it's not completely free, at least to a reasonable extent. He's just somebody that want to make name for such a name, and he can be celebrated for that. He will be okay. So he might not necessarily be the president because he doesn't have the number for now. I don't put water in my mouth. I want to say the truth. I say today, I'm not perfect, but the little way I know it, I say the way it is. He might not be the president for now. People were talking about being jealous. Yes, every person will react the way he reacted. We are human, right? He just thought he has been fighting. He has been in this game for a long time. While with somebody from nowhere, he sees Obi like an elite. He sees Obi like one of the people we try to remove. That's one thing about Shogori. So, and he doesn't compromise this thing, which is not good for politics. Activism has its own limit. When you now crossing activism into politics, I think you should be able to make some concessions and compromises here and there, or else you won't go anywhere. But I'm different from Shogori. I won't be able to force myself my brain for him to think like me. He might not even see anything right in what I'm saying, but then he's such a hardened human being. Who feels, I cannot deal with this. You saw what he did to them while they were doing was it presidential screening? You saw the way he talked to Abdul Salami. You saw the way he talked to Eb Mustafa. You saw the way he even spoke to the president, vice president. He said, if I were that person, I would not get up. We needed Tinubu to be here. If it's not here, we cannot allow you, the vice president, to come and sit down here. This is not meant for a presidential candidate. One-on-one. It wasn't something he was sitting behind his computer to write. So we need such a courageous people, that militant, tendency to be able to change people like Emilokon who have sold their conscience. They have sold. See, it's even going to be worse now. It was easier in the last election. It's going to be worse now. The person in charge, if you see what this guy was saying in those states, the IG, if you see the kind of people Emilokon is working with, if you see the likes of Akpabio, the Gbajabiamilas of this world, that is what is going to happen in court, in our court. That's what is going to happen in our election, in our electoral institutions. That is why he's going to cut his stooges everywhere. So it's going to be very, very difficult. It's going to be, people have to buckle up and mobilize more if we can, see any changes between now and 2027. Or else, it's just going to be the same story, if it's not going to be worse stories.
Yeah, you're right about. I see Shawore as that Qatari. That's his nature. That one is not. It's very, for me, it's obvious, and to a lot of people too. So it's not strange to me, right? And I don't even think that there's nobody really. He's probably not desperate to be president, just like Peter Obi says, right? So at the end of the day, again, like I said, it is the person that will move that country forward, that I want to see. I want something to happen in that country that's going to move it forward. Everybody has a role to play. Maybe the role that he needs to play is this catalyst role. You understand? And he's doing it very well. I have to give it to him. Even the only problem I have is them announcing the protest. There's no need to announce. Tinubu is not somebody you announce protest to. You show up suddenly. That's with the numbers. They shouldn't be telling you, oh, protest here, don't protest here, So that's that for that. But I feel like Nigerians are not yet ready. Because if Nigerians are ready, the entire streets in Nigeria will be filled with people. With the hunger that is going on and people unaliving themselves and wanting to unalive themselves every day, the streets should be full. Nobody should be going to work. No, everywhere should shut down. You can't even if you're working, how much are they going to pay you? You can't even take transport to your work. Your money is finished. By the time you go to your work and come back, it's over. How much? Minimum wage 70,000. You can't even afford a bag of rice. Bag of rice is 120k now. 70k, you cannot afford a bag of rice. So what are you working for? So that sometimes those are the questions that play on my mind, and I wonder what is it going to take? Because you see this, as much as we are saying all of this, Sowore can only do so much. Peter Obi can only do so much. The people that are interested in the real change can only do so much. If the people are not ready, there's not much they can do. Ahmed Dati has said it. When the people are ready, they will take it over. That's just the truth. Look at the people that came out to protest the last month. Yeah, last month here. Some of them are languishing in jail.
Yeah, Omio, that's where leadership comes in. Let me tell you, of all the revolutions of the world, you know, you might think like the Arab Spring, for example. You know, let me tell you the difference between what's going on now. Why we need the sense of leadership. We need the leadership direction. See, I have to be honest with you. We can continue to blame Nigerians for all we care, but then in the last dispensation, Omi, I have to tell you, I have to confess to you that they really tried. First time you could see somebody like Tinubu losing election in Lagos, losing election in Abuja. A lot of effort went into those, you know, the 6 million they allocated to. He got more than that though. So it wasn't easy. Nigerians tried, but then when they needed somebody to show leadership, like they needed result for their effort. You know, we were beginning to cool them down. And like I said before, I'm not blaming him. That is the kind of person. You know, you cannot begin to be a revolutionary overnight when you have no such foundation. It's not easy. It's not possible. So now, what I mean by this is, Nigerians have tried. A lot of people were. I saw one woman that was brutalized in Lagos. She was bleeding, and she came back and said she was going to vote. You saw that clip, right? She was injured.
Yeah, I remember
she
that
came
one.
back and told her that she was going to vote. She voted.
Yeah.
And you know, it took courage to. I mean, it takes courage to achieve to see people like that. It takes courage to be able to say within a few months of doing labor, you were able to achieve 6.something million votes in the Nigerian environment, when the likes of Oshomo thought it was 1 or 2 persons in a room chatting. You know, they got the surprise of their lives. They were not only helter-skelter. They went, if not for INEC, there was no way, because the people were ready. They were ready for them everywhere. So what they did was to drop the original idea of beavers and started their manipulations. You know, all the results they declared were almost a false result. So what I'm trying is to say with this is, what I mean by this is, when people are making such effort, these are people that have been in an abusive relationship for decades. It's just like a woman in an abusive relationship. At a point, she will begin to see most of the abuses as normal. Are you getting what I'm saying? You know,
I understand what you're saying. Exactly. Okay, what moving forward, because I think we're still stuck on.
Yeah, we need leadership. We need leadership. We need somebody that can give us direction, leadership wise. Yeah, somebody that is ready to lead from the front.
Mm-hmm. So who do you recommend? What kind of leadership, and who do you recommend?
Omio, it could be anybody. It could be anybody. I'm not even stuck to Sowore anymore, because a lot of people have 1 or 2 things against him. No, it could be anybody, but the person must be courageous to show a movement, leadership from the front, and people will be willing to follow. You will see what Nigerians can do.
Right.
You will see we will be amazed what Nigerians can do, what Nigerians can achieve. Well, let me tell you what the likes of Tinubu did now. Where the likes of Tinubu and what was it, the former information minister, that old man, Lai Mohammed, were there? What did they do? Was it not propaganda? Who was there? Tinubu was there to finance it. And they were ready to leave from the front. You could see the Agbakoba, so they were tear gas. Even Buhari was tear gas in somewhere in Kaduna. Agbako, that was all led to the death of not Agbakoba, Kadigbo. You know, somebody, leader must be willing to leave from the. If you see the plethora of propaganda, lies propagated by this Lai Mohammed and the this APC we have today as a monster, you will be amazed. So, but they were ready. They were there. They kept fighting. They kept fighting. when they wanted to remove a subsidy, you could see what happened at Ojota. Leaders were ready to finance the movement. That was where the likes of Milocom came in. This current most called president.
Right.
He was ready to finance. Apart from financing it, they were ready to show. They were ready to come to the front. They could stay on the podium, talk to the people. You could see massive support. So we need that anytime. Anytime we have that kind of a leader, I can bet you Nigerians are willing to move. Take this one to the bank.
I agree with you to the extent that if we have a leader who's willing to lead, and it has to be a leader that is consequential. It cannot just be anybody. It has to be a leader that's consequential, and then people will support, and everybody will back it up, and everybody will not become like a movement of the entire people. That's the only way. That's true. You're right. I actually do see that. Yeah, you're right. Well,
I want to conclude by saying that such a person, it's not easy to mobilize. Takes money. The person will be willing. He's not a selfish, not a stingy leader. He's not a kind of leader that we don't give shishi. No, he will be ready to. You see, anything does not mean anything to the person anymore. Not even his money, not even his businesses, not even his life, not even his family. He will be ready to damn any consequences. And at the end of the day, he might not even die. He might be incarcerated. At the end of the day, the effort in turn will bring him out of the prison, just like what happened in Senegal. Thank you, my sister. I think let me allow you to get some rest.
Yeah, thank you so much, Owane. Thank you for stopping by. Really,
have a good day. It's been a long time, so nice to hear from you.
It's been such a long time since that whole election. Now, I really appreciate you for stopping by and sharing your thoughts with us. It was really well articulated, and I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity.
Have a wonderful weekend, sir.
You too. Bye-bye. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye. So my people, I've come to the end of this one. Tracy, you and Abdul, I don't know what you now. So often I just there on our own, just they go. Hey, God, I beg you. You and Abdul now make this chat funny. So often I just they go back and forth with each other. They go back and forth with each other. Oh my God. And I see some of the comments, I just they laugh. I say, Tracy and Abdul. Okay now. Anyway, it's been fun. I really appreciate it, guys. But I'll be here on Sunday. I'm streaming. There's honestly, will be my side entertainment. I don't lie. You and Abdul, you guys made it very much fun for me. Thank you so much. So I'm going to be streaming. So the Edo State Part 2 of the Edo State governorship election is on Sunday. Apparently, I think it's at 12 noon. So I'm going to be streaming it from here. So hopefully, everybody gets to see what's happening and make their comments. To be honest with you, tonight, all this election we do, I'm telling you, as far as say Mahmoud did there, Okoye did there, then Wike don't come tell us saying cousin I be charge of rec. I be rec. Oh hey God. I don't know. It will take a miracle, but we're here. Anyway, guys, it's been real. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Zipporah, thank you. Abdul, thank you. Tracy, thank you. Who else was here? Idemudia was here. Kenya was here earlier. Victory was here earlier. Thank you all so much. It's Abi election na photo. I'm telling you, na photo we go to look at. We go to look at like that, So, but anyway, thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful evening. And I'll see you guys on Sunday. Bye.